It doesn't take long for Stramp to find one to step behind, and there he begins to wee-wee like it's wee-wee city.
Hey, Miley.
Hey, wait, just 1 second. Jason, what the fuck?
Oh, hello. Well, how are you doing? It's 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and you're here joining us? Are you starting your weekend with Campfire Quest? Are these rhetorical questions I can't get around to answering? Yes. Welcome to Campfire Quest. We're about to play some Dungeons and Frickin' Mother Dragons right here. Right? Right? It might seem like 5th edition, but sometimes, to hell with 5th edition. We're going to make up 6th edition, because that's what we do over here at Campfire Quest.
And we have cats.
Bianca's here, clearly, already in frame.
That's pretty good.
Starting it off with a cat.
Now, I know that we would normally throw to an intro, and then we'd come right back here, and we would begin the game. But since we don't have an intro quite yet, we're going to do that uncomfortable thing where we all sing our own intro parts.
Stop.
Oh, no.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. And we're done. All right. Welcome back,
Better than
everybody.
we rehearsed, I
Yeah,
think.
well.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Sometimes when you're on camera, that's when the energy really comes out.
That's when the magic happens.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. Last we were together, the adventurers that we have here, who had merely been trying to drop off young Bath at Camp Icy, merely wanting to return to the wagon train that Jules, the People's King, is leading as they return to their kingdom. But some stuff happened. Some things happened along the way and kept them from going exactly where they planned on going. What exactly happened? Let's say like right after you left Camp Icy, after waking up, being refreshed and jumping in a wagon.
I didn't know we were gonna be quizzed.
Yeah, no, this is real.
I didn't study.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
If you don't remember, you don't get
No,
inspiration
you got
points.
it. No, you.
You got it.
No, you. No, you.
Oh, all right.
So basically, what happened is we got in the cart, and then we went and we left, and we saw some other people going towards the camp on our way out. And we were like, "Hey, what's up?" And they were like, "Hey, what's up?" And so then we left.
That was pretty good.
And then, thank you.
Yeah, it was.
And then we got on this little piece of block of ice, and we tried to cross, and then it broke off. And so then we were trying to figure out how to get back to the edge. We were still not necessarily going the correct direction, but we weren't going the wrong direction either. And so we kept going, and we kept going, and we kept going, and then there was a lot of... so, you say, and another block of ice with like some people. Yes.
We killed them all.
Yeah.
One and but no
Well, yeah, that's all. Or
snow folks.
and
Snow folks.
and then right before it ended,
No.
there was a giant like at the bottom
yeah, like
of
the
the
ice fucking,
yeah,
the ice shook.
and we
Where
were
we
like,
left
"Oh."
off.
And when you're there, when you're on this giant island of ice, and you feel it shudder, I would like you to just think about all the poor seals that are being knocked off of ice floes around the world into the mouths of orcas and polar bears and other big things. It's one thing to be a predator, but being a prey has got to be just terrifying.
Yes.
And even though you just completely defeated all of these enemies, depleting your spell slots and your hit points in some cases, at a time when you really should probably be resting, you find yourself feeling a lot like prey. And so some of you might even consider this to be a good time to pray.
Oh.
But no, we don't have any clerics, do we? So,
No.
so I guess we're not going to do that. Instead,
We're a godless bunch.
we're going to leave you guys in the middle of this ice flow. I'd like to remind everybody it's about let's say the size of a fantasy baseball field.
Yeah.
And it's the baseball diamond size, maybe a little bit bigger. In the middle, there's a couple columns,
Pretty fancy.
some old ruins. and there's a corpse, a fallen foe of flesh, surrounded by piles of snow and bits of armor and weaponry. All of this just littering the ice floe where your battle had raged. In the dead center, not too far from the columns, you've got the wagon and your good friend Strampf, who is, as he often does, scritching those polar bears, because when they get a little upset, they get antsy, and you don't want them jumping off in the water and trying to swim away with a wagon attached to them. So he's giving those polar bear scritches, calming everybody down, and you guys are standing on a large barge of ice that seems to be getting struck from underneath by something.
Jen and Tammy drops polar bear form, and she's just kind of sitting and crying a little bit.
Janet Tammy weeps a little bit as herself.
So we felt it from underneath us, right?
Seems like it.
Jump in.
Oh, nice.
As you jump in,
Oh, no.
did you see that scene in Empire Strikes Back where they think it's a cave, but it's actually... No.
Stop!
Mostly, I just wanted to.
haven't seen Star
I just
Wars.
wanted to call him out for not having
Yeah,
watched
you,
Star
you
Wars.
haven't seen the Star Wars?
Whoa.
Wow.
I'm offended.
Congrats.
Luckily,
Fake nerd.
this has absolutely nothing to do with that.
Good.
You dive into crystal clear and cold water. If there's a little bit of salt in there, a little bit of brine, you might pick up on it just because it's something that you notice when you swim. But it's not noticeable insofar as this is clearly melted runoff moving in to the ocean itself. So as you get deeper and deeper, you can tell that you're probably going to get more salinity. Right now, you're not. You're just cold and clear.
So it wasn't like a creature or anything like that bumped into it?
Oh, maybe. You've just jumped in, and as you jump in and you start looking at the depth of this ice flow, you find yourself going deeper and deeper. You get to about a 15, maybe a 25-foot depth, and you see the bottom of the ice flow, and the water has started to get a little dark and murky. And at this point, your vision, which is made for this, is more apt at seeing underneath. As you scan down below, you're not seeing any large swimming predator or the kind of animal you're looking for that might be causing this issue. And as you scan back and forth, I'll have you roll a perception roll.
I'll light up my trident as well.
Okay.
Good idea.
What you've done is made yourself into like the lure, like the fish house.
Oh, yeah.
You just
Except-
you just made yourself.
He made
Yes.
himself that, except that fish has a defense mechanism to eat animals. He does not.
Which was it?
13.
He's just made himself bait, which is cool.
So
We'll figure it out.
It's exciting.
as your eyes are scanning back and forth in the depths, looking for fast-moving predators, you scan up, and when you're looking probably about a fantasy baseball field away in the depths, you might see something large in the murk. It's the clarity of the water is lost for some reasons because of the sunlight being blocked, but also seems that this doesn't have the distinct edges that you'd be looking for creatures that you recognize. Usually, you can tell, like a sailor looking at ships on the water in a distance, you can name a ship because you're so familiar with them. You're that familiar with the sea creatures. This one doesn't trigger that perception in your head.
Okay. I'll turn off my trident and I'll swim closer.
All right, and you're now swimming underneath this ice flow. On top, as you're swimming underneath, your comrades are probably looking in the water where you jumped and not really realizing that you're swimming away from them underneath. And that's fine. That's what being
I'm
underwater...
definitely not looking in the water. I want you to know. Thank you. She went for it. Yeah, she's got it.
She's fine.
She'll be okay.
She got
Can
fins.
Monolith
Yeah.
do something?
She can breathe.
Uh-huh.
Monolith wanted to.
Yeah, I can
Monolith
breathe
wanted to
underwater.
like kind of hang onto the edge and then stick his head under, underneath, like like kind of what he's doing. But I don't want to jump in. I just want to like my head.
So Monolith wants to explore a little bit. Here's what Monolith learns about giant floating ice. What you see on the top is going to be a teeny tiny percentage compared to what's floating below.
So I can't just like
So you stick your head in into the icy cold water,
freezing.
and you just see that there's basically an ice wall that goes down and down and down. You tilt your head and look, and maybe you, at the very last minute, if you stuck your head in soon enough, you saw a couple of webbed feet go underneath, maybe 20, 25 feet down.
Okay.
So Monolith had like a middle school like lesson, like ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't get to sit on a lot of icebergs in the city.
I'm glad Monolith learned something today.
Well,
You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Is really what is being embodied here.
there's an elected official currently who, not too long ago, was pretty sure that islands floated around on top of the water. This is like a legitimate human being that thought if we put too much stuff on one side,
In tip,
it
I
would
remember that.
flip over.
I saw that like Senate.
Is that
hearing
not
type
how
thing.
it works?
And the fact that somebody thinks that is okay, because not everybody knows everything, and
No.
sometimes we need to learn some things.
Sometimes we need to
It would
learn.
only be dreadful if that person stuck by their guns because they assumed that all this science was contradicting their beliefs.
That would be rough.
Sorry, we're not talking about whether the Earth revolves around the sun or not. We're talking about geology.
Yeah.
The rocks aren't going anywhere.
Are real.
This is what Monolith all learns in an instant when he sticks his head into the water.
He has this otherworldly revelation
He
about
takes his head up out the water. I'm like, islands are made of rock, and the rocks are connected to the crust, and there's no way that they could tip because they're all connected to things. So
also
they know-
you're a rock, so in a
What
way
happened?
you're connected to the Earth much more than anybody else is.
I'm not made of rock.
Hey, Monolith, go ahead and add 1 to your intelligence.
As your
I
mind
learned
reels
so
to this,
much.
So, you've done that, and you have continued on your journey underneath this ice flow at a depth that you expected to be as deep as it is. As you get to the center part, it even seems to go down a little bit before it goes back up. So the ice ceiling that you're swimming underneath has a lot of variation in it. The closer you get, the more well defined the outline begins to. The more defined the outline becomes. There it is. For the thing that you're looking at, it is long, probably about 15 feet long, maybe 20. It's oblong in shape, and it seems like maybe a small whale type creature, or hard to tell if it's a predator necessarily or if it's just a large monster of a fish. But you see it while you're watching it. You see its nose go up and bang into the ice beneath, and you assume that's what's causing the shudder. And then it sinks below, and then it gets a little charge, and then it bumps into it again. Do you approach even closer? You're at the halfway point, I'm imagining, right now, and you're seeing it probably just about the edge, the other side of the ice. It's seems to be poking from beneath at the edge.
Okay, and how big is this? Or how big do I assume that it is?
The thing itself,
Yeah.
it could be as long as 20. Well, you're closer. Let's. You're now investigating. Let's do an investigation roll to see exactly how much you can tell.
That is a 6.
Oh,
Yeah, it really. When you first saw it, you thought 15 feet, maybe 20. Now you think, yeah, maybe 15, 20, 25. It seems a little bigger now that you're closer, but it's really hard to tell
it's
through
definitely
the
very
through the water.
Is it familiar to me at all?
Now,
The 6? No.
no, and the reason is you just keep running through your mental catalog of sea creatures. You've even started thinking about sea creatures that have come over from other planes, and they're young, and you're just running through your mental catalog and not coming up with anything.
Can I, get closer stealthily? as stealthy as I can.
Yeah, you can. Obviously, that's something you can attempt
Water's
to do.
pretty stealthy.
You won't know if you're successful or not unless the things around you notice
But
you or
if
don't
make a
notice
noise,
you.
That's
it's
fine.
fine.
But that would be a roll for stealth swimming.
Stealth swimming.
I love it.
Oh.
I just saw your
Dice are
face.
bad.
I can't see it. They're like a 9, 6. What is
Oh,
that?
I thought it was a 2. So it's better than that.
12.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
Use this instead.
Wait. 13.
Ooh.
Sorry.
All right.
That's pretty spicy.
Spicy.
So you don't bang anything into the ice that's hanging down, and you don't necessarily stumble through the water. You swim quietly, and for a moment, you feel as if the creature is starting to turn towards you, and then it launches again up, boom, and hits the ice floe, and you're pretty sure that your stealth has kept you from being noticed by the creature. I would say that at this point you're just continuing to get closer and closer, as close as you can. You get to within 25 feet, and you're able to see now why this is not something that you recognized from the animal kingdom. This is an undersea vessel. This seems to be some kind of a vehicle that's meant to travel underwater,
back in.
and it seems as if something's gone wrong. It's a long brass-colored tube, and at the end of it, there's these portholes that make 4 or 5 giant eyes. They look like gecko eyes on the outside of this tube. And as you're looking, you're trying to see if you can see any faces looking out.
Gross.
And you're not. You don't see anything. It's just darkness and maybe a film on the windows. And there's a propeller that's turning near the back that you can see now, and it just keeps banging into the bottom of the ice over and over.
Communicate with it. Use your fish speak.
Are you
So it's
fish?
obviously
Very
a vessel
mechanical.
of some
Right,
sort.
exactly.
Now that you're this close, you have no doubt that that's what you're looking at.
I will
It's-
swim as fast as I can, not stealthily, to one of the windows, like up close.
Yep. Now we're going to investigate in a different way, so go ahead and roll for investigation again.
They pull a gun on you.
Are you?
I'm gonna kill myself.
A fantasy gun.
A
You're
fantasy
just like,
gun.
hey, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
Can't even shoot
I got a
through the glass.
fantasy gun.
Yeah, it's gonna shoot you through the glass.
Let's not make this your fault, okay? The inside of the glass is overfogged. There's moisture on the inside. What you can tell is that this is not filled with water. It's filled with air still. This hasn't had the catastrophic kind of failure that would cause it to be completely filled with water, which maybe is why it's still near the surface. The amount of moisture on the windows on the inside make you concerned that there has been some kind of leak, and there is moisture on the inside. Maybe condensation from breathing, maybe no breathing. You can't tell.
I'll knock on the window as hard as I can.
Okay, nothing happens. While you're there and you're swimming with it, and this doesn't affect you in a negative way, I just want to, for the sake of the narrative, keep in mind that you're kind of swimming along with this as it moves. So as it lurches up and hits, and then slowly backs up, you're kind of keeping pace with the window that you're looking in my mind's eye.
Yeah.
And knocking, you even try another window,
Yeah.
and even that doesn't seem to get any kind of a response. Yeah.
Is there a deck of some sort to this, or is it just like a submarine where there's just and then like a small panel on top?
Let's picture together a tube that could be a rocket ship if this were today and here.
Okay, got it.
The tube at the bottom has fins that almost look like the kind that you might launch a rocket from. But at the end, where the payload would be, there's these gecko eye porthole things sticking all over. So this seems to go through the water with the propeller at the rear, and the front is where it looks like people would observe from. Let's see. Being a Triton, I'm now going to have you roll a...
Oh, she's doing it again.
This will just be intelligence. We'll do Intelligence of the ocean, which obviously you get.
Ocean intelligence, which
It's a different stat.
It's a
it's a separate stat. That ocean intelligence stat.
her specific intelligence will come into play here.
really putting it back there.
So
11.
you're getting there.
Yeah,
Do
it's more
need
like she
another
might taste
dice?
my
I
grilled
got one
cheese.
more.
I don't know, maybe. I might.
Here, I'm like kinetically, I'm with you, so
Try
I'll
this
just.
gay dice.
Thank you. So
I'll it'll be like rolling with advantage, you know. I'll just roll a d20 as well.
Just out of no reason.
I mean, I looked in the water, so you know, I
I
get
rolled
it.
a 2. I just.
I'm gonna
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and stick with the.
I
Because
love these-
let's be clear about this. You did not lead the Triton life of the ocean warrior that spends their whole lives growing up there. You're
not at all.
You're a jeweler's child, and you practice that craft. You do get called into service. You fought your fair share of young kraken and other giant monsters with your people.
I mean, who hasn't?
However,
Exactly. But
Sorry.
of understanding the world or in the undersea world around you, this is not something that you in particular have run into or have any knowledge of.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it definitely wouldn't for her, especially mechanical.
mind.
Man. And I don't have anything that can get me in there. Oh, wait. You said the window. Well,
Breaching a
Grenade.
submarine
I have
while it's
grenades.
underwater, probably.
I have grenades.
well, I'm just thinking like Misty Step or like Dimension Door or something like that. Like I don't have any of
You
that.
have to see it also for that stuff.
That was the other thing. So the windows are like fogged up to where I can't see anything in there, like at all. Or can I
Yes.
see at least a little bit, like just like absolutely anything, or no?
I'm going to say that when you rolled that 6, that was with several different looks around and included a bunch of different ways that you might try to investigate, and you kept coming up short.
Okay.
And I don't want to put that off on Casey necessarily. I really feel like it's the condition of the ship that caused that.
Okay.
And you're the only one that knows what's going on. You're under the block of ice by yourself. So
Yeah.
until something like that changes, you should make all the decisions.
God, I'm very distracted. I apologize. Okay. So the propeller seems to be working.
Yep. You notice also that the front of this thing does not seem to be taking any damage as it collides with the icy ceiling that it keeps crashing into. It seems like these are some severely reinforced portholes and gecko eye looking.
I don't know what that is. All right.
The gecko eye is I hope you're picturing a portal probably about this big around. This is the glass portion for viewing, a big brass ring around that, and then it's attached to something maybe this big around, and it bows out like a concave, bubble. And so you'd stick your head out into the bubble and look out of the porthole like that.
Is the ice taking any damage? Is
Yes.
it like chipping it away?
A bit.
A lot, or just
Not enough to. You'd probably be familiar enough with the ice to be able to tell this doesn't look like it's going to crack in half anytime soon.
some happening ice? All right, I'll swim back up then, I guess.
If you swim back up on the side where the
Where the ship
submersible is,
Yeah.
then you climb out without a lot of effort and look across the ice floe and see your friends on the other side about 60 feet away.
Hey. Hey.
Well, I guess on the surface, while you were submarine investigating,
Yeah.
so you're just like on the ground, like Janet Tammy is like on the ground.
She's like sitting.
And we were near the edge, right, when the fight ended. We were all pretty close to the edge.
Did you? I think you followed Casey to the edge where she jumped in, right?
I definitely didn't.
Yeah. Didn't?
Didn't.
No.
Oh, you were with crying Janet Tammy at the
Right,
middle?
right.
Okay.
Oh. You're not supposed to be here. You're distracting.
I think
But good distraction.
Zeph would probably
This is how we get views.
would walk up to you and put my hand up and try to pick you up.
I would probably, do the same. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Hey. So Zeph would pull her up and just kind of like slap hands on her shoulders. And it's like, hey, we made it. There's doom, something cracking into the
Fuck my
into the ice. We should probably head to the middle of it. I don't know what this is, but
probably not good.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
What if the ice breaks in half? What if we drown here?
No, we'll be okay, Ken. We'll figure it out. Just we'll take it one step at a time.
Angel walks up to them and he goes, I know, it was scary. The world almost lost the best playwright ever. And there's no need to cry because I'm here now. However, screw all of this. I think I'm changing my mind. I nearly died. And that I cannot do to the world. So, I'm outie, maybe. And when we get to...
Audi.
I'm outie.
Yeah.
Exit.
My main concern during that was whether or not the world would be blessed by another one of your plays. So I'm very grateful you didn't pass.
Yeah, we couldn't miss out on any of those, you know. I would love to live long enough to be able to.
Whoa!
What is
Wow.
that?
Look at us.
RPG.
Who's another D&D stream?
Thank you very much.
I got a sub.
What a
I'm
rid-
blushing.
I got one of the subs.
What a
You
ridiculously
got one
nice thing.
We got subs.
Girl.
Wait, who else? Parker, you got one.
Wait, that's me.
Thank you. Wow.
Ooh,
Congrats
that's
on being
sick.
famous,
Thank
guys.
you.
That is
Thank
so
you
cool.
so much.
I just subscribed. Look at that.
You guys can use our emo now.
I can use
Heck
it.
yeah.
I'm gonna do it right now. I want to emote.
Emo time. Who did that?
Alberon RPG.
Alberon RPG.
Thanks,
Live
Alberon.
tonight at 8.
Oh, we'll be there.
That's actually really cool.
Well,
We'll dump to them.
That's really,
Yeah.
really cool.
Our new favorite people.
yeah.
Cool, cool, cool.
Also, Spade is hosting us. He's one of my stream friends.
Yeah.
Look at
Thanks,
Zoe.
babe.
Stream friend hookup.
All right.
All our Twitch friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're making
It's
so
all,
many.
it's all coming together.
Quick Spool is here and got a sub. I don't know who they are. But
Good job, Quick Spool.
yeah.
Love
Thank
it.
you, Quick Spool.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I think they're worried because everybody thinks your ice flow is about to crack in half and you're going to fall.
We're all gonna die.
Fall
Turn
into
out
the
that-
jaws of an
that's really
orca.
gonna be it, yeah.
So the conversations that we're having, is this well Casey's underneath?
Yeah, Casey.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
seems
Okay.
reasonable. Yep. There's a lot of swimming and investigating going on down
Monolith,
there.
why is your head underwater?
I was just checking to see if I could find anything. Turns out it goes down real far.
Wait, like the ice?
The
Yeah,
ice.
Wait, like
ice.
talk
down?
to. Wait, what? How far?
Well, I mean, like we're on just like a little bit of it,
Right.
and then it gets real big underneath.
Wait,
That's
there's
really-
more.
there's,
Like,
like,
in the
more
middle,
of the
it's,
ice
it's
underneath the
more?
ice.
It's thicker underneath than it is on top.
I don't
I wouldn't have
understand.
done that. Kind of.
Yeah, I don't either, but that's how it is. You can dunk your head if you want.
Nah, I'd be okay.
I feel like it's a little cold.
It's really cold. I don't recommend it. I'm super awake though.
Monolith, I think we're all gonna die to some sea creatures, so maybe get away from the water.
Well, we don't know what it is. That's why I was checking. I wanted to see.
But how did that-
I mean,
and how did that-
I
how
do
did that go?
understand what she's saying, considering you don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's fair. It could have just like sucked my face off
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
I,
I
wouldn't
mean,
have-
remember when we fought those octopuses things?
I
that-
believe they were squids.
Octopi?
Octo
I
pie.
I believe they were squids anyways. Like they were actually octopi.
I'm not too familiar with.
I couldn't really tell them apart, but I'm pretty sure that's what someone else told me. So I'm just going off of that.
I would ask Casey, but
Yeah, no. Well, we just wait for
She's
them
doing her
to.
thing, so it's okay.
I didn't see which direction they went. She could be anywhere, but
I think we'll just wait.
yeah, we just kind of gotta watch the barge, I guess.
Oh, I guess also at this point it's been about a minute, so the wings.
Okay.
It makes
We're
that.
not
It makes that.
terrified.
It makes that horrible noise as well.
Oh. Hey, about that thing that happened while we were fighting.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, that was. Weird is not the word I would use. I would use terrifying.
I know.
Actually,
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about. I was terrified.
What were you terrified by?
You.
Me?
What did
Yeah.
I do?
What do you mean? What did you do?
What do you mean?
your,
I mean,
your eyes.
Your eyes,
I
and
don't-
you
I don't-
sprouted wings.
I'm not understanding what you're saying.
Oh my god.
Can you not do that?
That was
No, we
incorrect.
can't do that.
Yeah, I think it was.
Is it
Is
just
that
something
not a-
that
It-
happens?
It doesn't happen to me. I mean, I can walk over rocks real
Yeah,
well.
it's
Yeah,
just,
you're
it's,
not that scary, Monolith.
All right, no need to be rude.
I mean,
Well, isn't he like a rock? He's not like his.
he's really
I'm
good
not
at
a
hiding.
rock.
I bet you
okay?
could do that thing where if you like curled up into a ball next to some boulders, you could blend in.
I know. You could probably be like a rock.
You know what?
What?
Would you be interested in being in a play? You could
Are
be
you
a
gonna-
rock.
you're
Just
gonna-
sit in the background.
You're
But
gonna-
it's the authenticity of it all.
Angel's correct. You could be an
I don't know. That does lend a certain like heightening of
First
art.
of all-
if you have like a person who's the rock, I feel like
I'm really getting into experimental theater.
You know, I think I really understand.
Yoko
the play
Ono.
things.
yeah. I think it's all, I'm glad you really
Medieval
come together for
Yoko
you.
Ono.
Yeah, we'll get to when we get to the city.
Okay.
We'll let you see.
First of
I'd
all,
love to watch
I
one.
don't like plays. Second of all, I'm not gonna be a rock. Third of all,
You are
I'm
a
not
rock.
made
I feel
of
like
rock.
I feel like it might help you connect with really who you are.
I'm
No.
gonna
You played
knock
a
on
rock.
your head. Knock
it,
knock.
it feels mostly like flesh.
Mostly.
Like solid flesh because you're hitting my skull.
I don't know, guys. It feels kind of.
I'm not made of. My mother was a planar being from the earth plane. All right.
But doesn't that?
She's not made of rock either.
Isn't
She just.
she made of earth? Do you feel like dirt?
No, I don't feel like dirt.
Is dirt coming off you right now?
Is
No.
Do you feel like dirt
Is that why he
physically
smells
though?
like that?
I didn't want to say anything.
Okay.
I
Let
think
me.
it's all coming together.
My mother was like the energy
You know, Mono, it's okay. You know, it's
when I get to like a library or something, I'll read out a passage
Can
about
you
a
read?
whole plane of thing.
Read?
Yes,
Well, now I feel like you guys.
yes.
I feel like you guys mean a
mostly.
I don't mean to.
A little class.
I mean, I read that note
What's your
from the
intelligence
I
score
agree.
there, bud?
Anyway.
I can read just as well as most people.
Hey, he read the letter that delivered him, so he could probably read at least a little bit.
It took me a little longer than I hadn't read in a while. That's why.
that's okay. That's
Okay.
not something we do all day.
Hey, guys.
Yeah. Oh, hey,
Oh, I forgot about
you're not
it.
dead.
Oh.
No.
What's up?
What?
Well, it's not a creature, so to say. It's a thing.
A thing?
Yes.
Okay.
What kind of thing?
I don't know.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, could you describe it?
Yeah, what's it look like?
It's big.
Also, wait, before that,
Yeah.
that was probably the most horrifying thing in the entire world. I don't
What?
think maybe after a big fight like that, you should just go jumping in places.
I mean, most
we
water
felt the
creatures are
bump.
nice, and I mean, like I can,
She can talk to him probably,
Yeah.
I
right?
mean, I feel what you're saying, but I'm just concerned about your safety is all. Like,
appreciate that.
I appreciate your company and I don't want you getting hurt is all.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Can we?
No,
Can you?
thank you. I appreciate your company too.
Can we get on with the description? I get it, like lovey-dovey, whatever. I want to know what this thing is. Are they gonna kill us or not? Am I gonna die?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm kidding. No, I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's okay. So it's like a big metal thing.
Wait a minute. Like sword? Like metal? Sword
Yeah,
metal?
yeah. But it's like big, like
Like a big sword.
a fantasy 20 feet long, and it's
Like approximately 20 fantasy units.
yes, exactly square,
Yeah.
cubed.
Square?
So it's
It's got that, and it's got a little thing where it has like 4 blades on the back that kind of like propels it through the water, I guess.
It has,
Kind of like my
like, 4
fins,
Like a, okay,
daggers.
okay.
but like 4. So like,
Oh, alright.
so like
Does it do that?
yeah, I think, yeah.
I've
And
heard,
that
I've heard
makes
something like
it-
this before.
And it's
Have
got
you?
like windows on it, but they're all like
Win-
fogged up. I'll
What?
do minor illusion and then kind of like show you guys.
You said you've heard of something like this before?
I don't know
It's,
what it is.
what?
Can I
in
roll an
the-
intelligence check to see if I understand machinery as a concept? I don't know. Complex machinery.
There is a reason that you and Monolith can
Should-
both roll an intelligence roll, and you can take the highest.
Of the 2 of us.
Ooh, well, I can tell you right now, you'll probably get higher than me.
I wouldn't be so sure.
8.
Okay, well maybe a 14.
There you go.
Is that including all your modifiers?
That's including my negative.
That's
I
including.
rolled a 15.
Oh.
I'm guessing that was the cap.
Guys, they're really killing this.
give me like 4 levels, and I can put enough in to even make it negative.
Yeah.
We're literally killing.
You have heard of undersea vessels because of your city that you grew up in. You both spent enough time in Krastraken, the giant continent island of Krastra. You spent enough time there that Monolith has at least heard that such a thing exists. You were there, and anytime it came up, you were preoccupied. So,
I only have the vaguest idea of the vaguest idea. Of what it could be.
Yeah.
you think you might have read a book. Maybe you were bored, and there was a book you found somewhere, and you read a few pages of it. But it seemed to tell a story of machines that swim under the sea with people in them. So, in that sense, you're aware that it's at least a concept.
Right. Okay. So that's you're the one who I guess figured it out. So.
Ow!
Oh well, you
both.
You
We both
figure it
kinda-
out. You just know.
I know of it.
You know of it.
Don't know much else.
There's a lot more to know about this, and you don't know it.
and we didn't know it because we didn't do it.
So I'm looking at Casey's minor illusion. I'm like, oh,
Oh, you held up a minor illusion of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Then let me just recap. You guys are looking at something that does look like a long sea creature, but it's very cylindrical and tube-like. And at the end, you do see the four fins that Casey was describing, but they appear stationary or fixed. And there's a propeller that comes out between the four of them that seems to be what spins and gives itself the propellant. At the end, you do see the bulbous, knobby end that has the different portholes that are sticking out of the half circle concave bubbles that stick on the end. And you also notice a few smaller ones that are placed in the side, the long tube that makes up the center part of this vehicle.
So are they like attacking us? I don't understand.
I don't think so. I don't know, because they run into it and then they back up and then they run into it.
So they like keep going?
Yes.
That seems rather
It
odd.
doesn't seem intentional.
It might not be intentional, but also might be intentional, just to like get out of the water, I guess. But like,
I can't imagine anybody who piloting such a vessel would be so stupid.
You know what? I wouldn't use such harsh language, but I kind of agree.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have the person who doesn't know how to drive the
Also,
cart around,
yeah.
not driving the cart, you know?
yes.
Well, the other option is that maybe the person inside doesn't know.
Like
Or maybe they're all dead. And
Okay, that's a pretty morbid option. I like that one.
Its actions make no sense. It's almost as if it's running on its own. Is that possible? I don't know.
No.
Do you think-
I don't think
what
so.
if it's like alive?
Oh my god.
Like it's driving itself.
laying on
Okay,
your
that machines aren't.
She
I
just
think she opened like 2 windows. I'm not kidding.
Bianca.
Can we get cat cam real quick, please? Tech crew, can we get cat cam?
It looks like your computer's
There's
all
donut
in
cam.
Korean now.
There's the cat cam.
Here's cat cam.
She's just laying on
Thank you, Zoe, for cat cam.
Bianca.
We're appreciative.
Bianca, I think we need these things.
Yeah.
Bianca.
She doesn't care. Cats
That's okay.
only hear what they want to hear. And what she's hearing is her own purr.
And so
Who knows what she's doing to that keyboard?
You don't think you could? What if it like?
that's not really how machines work.
But what
they're
if-
not alive per se, but if something goes wrong, sometimes they can run on their own for a time.
I've heard of some machines in the city, like something goes wrong and they like go faster than they're supposed to
And
or
then
whatever.
something
But,
goes. Yeah, it's.
but this is not that, you know.
I mean, it doesn't seem to be getting.
It's not getting faster, is it?
I love that, like, huh?
I don't know, is it?
Was it getting faster?
You'll roll a nothing, I'll just tell you. Nope. Seemed like it was following a pattern, and it was repeating that pattern.
Seems as though it's following a pattern.
And it was repeating that pattern.
Don't read
think
too much
that's what
into
a pattern
it.
is.
So
When you
I could be wrong. I don't know.
when you were down there, did you find anything that we could enter through?
See, I tried looking for something and I couldn't find anything, and all the windows were like fogged up, so I couldn't see anything inside of it. Because I was gonna try and throw a mage hand inside and try and like knock something off to try and get, because I tried knocking the windows and that didn't work either.
Right.
So
And you couldn't see it at all?
Do you
Okay.
think it's just trying to surface? Do you think if we just moved the ice?
that's
it
what
would-
I'm thinking. But
How do we move this ice? You
That's
guys couldn't
my
move
problem.
our little ice.
The
Like,
fact that the
how could you move big ice?
fact that they can't see anything, it's. That seems.
Oh, they
that
forgot the
doesn't seem
defroster.
intentional
They
at
didn't
all.
turn on their defroster. That's what it is.
what's that?
What?
What's that?
Anyways,
I.
that was out of.
Okay.
Yeah. But you don't know what fantasy defroster?
No,
Yeah,
no,
it's sitting on the
fantasy like
side
windshield
over
wipers.
there.
Is the ice pretty thin where it is? Did you get a good look?
Yeah, I don't. It's the ice seems to be fine for a while.
Do you have any like messagey type of things? Can you like try to send a message inside the vessel?
I mean, yes.
Does it have to hit a person, or can it just like?
Well,
The only thing. Go ahead.
you go ahead.
I'm
You
so
were
sorry.
talking First.
No,
No,
are
it
you
was
sure?
really my fault. You go.
I
you
swear,
go.
if one of you doesn't start talking,
Okay.
Yeah.
So, the only thing about that is that I would have to like know the person.
oh, you have to know them.
Yeah.
Magic usually has to have a target.
Oh, that's kind of lame.
I might have
Swords
something
don't
that
even
could
need targets.
potentially
You just
help.
kind of like.
Well,
You can just hit anything with them.
Jenny, what were you saying?
Well, I was just saying.
Look.
Uh,
And I
there's-
just hit the ice. Look at that.
well, technically speaking, you
target.
did have a target. Yeah, he's.
Okay, listen.
Anyway.
It's just this thing that I've been practicing a little bit. I wouldn't say I've necessarily tried it to anything such a scale, but I can maybe break the ice.
Over on the ice.
The ice that we're on.
No, I mean not the ice part that we're on, but the ice
Ice.
part where it's hidden.
Wasn't it hitting the same chunk that we're on?
Yeah, but
It's
just
hitting
aside.
a lower bit.
Oh my gosh! Time out. Change the episode title to "Breaking the Ice." That is so much
Yeah.
better.
Ooh.
That's
I
not-
actually really like
Breaking
that.
the ice.
Well, you could.
We're all working
You can turn
together.
into giant animals,
We're
right?
solving problems.
Not until I take a little nap or something.
That's how flexible we
Yeah,
are.
Yeah.
I'm a little spent.
That's called media communications.
I was gonna
baby.
suggest that maybe the two of you could push it. How deep down was it? I can hold my breath for a
How
time.
deep down was it?
It was striking the very bottom, and that was at about the 20-25 foot depth.
25 feet.
So it was going down to the 30-35 foot depth, and
You
then
cut-
coming
you-
back up and striking.
I don't know. Yeah, that's
Oh,
pretty deep.
wait a minute. Is there any way that with your like special, I don't know if you have any like water abilities, or if you can swim faster in water than most people. I would assume that is the case.
Yeah, I can
Is there
swim.
any way that you could just like change its course a little bit so that instead of ramming into the ice, it rams up next to the ice?
I mean, I don't think I'm strong enough to push a giant metal object underwater.
Well, it's underwater. It doesn't weigh the same amount, and
That-
it's only going this way.
I mean, it's still a giant metal object.
And also, they
Did you try?
No, I mean,
Kind of presuming a
I'm
lot, I
not
think.
weak, but I'm not that strong.
she'd be pushing against the water, wouldn't she?
No, the water's still here.
Well, I
What?
just mean like she'd be pushing the thing.
Well, you see,
Against
Monolith,
water.
But
the
water,
way
like-
physics works is that whenever
Who?
you push in one direction, there's an equal and opposite reaction that pushes against you.
Whoa,
That
whoa,
doesn't
whoa!
make any
That has
sense.
not been established in this world.
Oh, sorry. That's you're right. Sorry, physics
Fantasy
has not been.
physics.
Yeah.
Physics has not been. Anyway, I take that back.
Say
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't see why not.
Water, like, look at I can just take my hand and like look at that. Water doesn't really stop anything. I'm just moving my hand in the water. So I'm guessing.
Okay, but the further down you go, the more pressure there is. 'Cause,
Yeah, but
there's,
pressure
like,
doesn't-
more
Well, she knows water. She knows water more than we do.
I would
mean,
agree.
if she says it's not going to work, I'm going to have to be.
But she
inclined to
didn't
agree
say
with
it's
her.
not gonna work.
She said it's probably not going to work.
I don't think
But-
it's going to.
What? It,
Listen, you
I mean,
might roll
I
a
don't mean to
nat
be rude.
20.
I mean,
You
you're
never
pretty-
know.
You seem pretty strong, but I don't think you're.
There's
you
two
know,
conversations going
Angel?
on.
Mine was meta,
What
so
were you
don't
saying,
worry about
Angel?
it.
what if we melt it?
Oh.
Melt what?
Well,
We're on the ice.
I-
No more breaking the ice.
We
we're
can't break
on
the ice that we're on,
it's
guys.
so big. It's literally
could
the
melt
size of
half
a
of
van.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would I be smart enough to know if we could burn through the ice
Without
like that?
causing us damage, without causing it to tip.
So let's go ahead and see if you do know that by having you roll an intelligence roll.
Heyo. All of our
trusting
lowest
you on
stat
this.
except for Angel.
What, Angel, though?
Why can't we get on
But what did you roll?
the iceberg we were on before this
Oh
one?
my lord. Use different die. What
No, no,
I am using different dice.
That was
Oh my
perfect.
God.
That was perfect. You are convinced that with a little bit of effort, melting through the ice would open up an area with very little effort that would allow the vessel to come up.
I mean, I rolled a 2 minus 1, so
That's accurate.
So you
So,
so,
Casey,
you're
what do you think?
convinced
Do you
of a
think it would
dumb
work?
idea.
yeah, I think it would work.
You-
I mean, it does have a possibility for sure. Yeah.
I mean, you know water. You
I
don't
love
think- You don't
this.
think we'll tip?
I love that rolling an intelligence check is like,
Oh, I love it. I love this dumb idea.
Wait, was you? Wait, sorry, I
It's like
So-
a
so you
stealth
think-
where you
so you
don't
think
know
we'll
if
be
it works
alright?
or not.
I don't know if
Oh,
we'll be
oh,
all right, but
should I step on them
it'll
keys?
help them get out.
Well,
And
that's
I mean, I think we'll be safe enough. You know what I mean?
I think
I don't mean to again be rude, but safe enough
Oh,
is not
silly.
perhaps the most encouraging.
That's fair, but I think we can do it.
Let's combine plans then. Okay. All right. So, what was the breaking the ice idea? We were gonna break it.
Just that.
Melt it a little bit.
Melt it
yeah.
a little bit, break it. Cool. Why don't we get on the iceberg we came in on, and that way we're not on the one that's gonna
pretty smart.
get destroyed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, what's up, Casey?
Do any of us have fire spells? Actually,
I didn't think that far.
I got grenades.
Oh my
Anybody
god, we
else?
have grenades! What
There
are we
you
even
go.
doing
Why do you have
here?
explosives?
what
We
is
just
this
found them.
Blow it up.
Yeah,
is
blow
grenades?
it
Oh,
up.
and
Let me
okay,
show you.
wait.
Okay, so
I'm
this.
pulling out immediately.
Yeah, me too.
Don't they
So-
not work if they're exposed to water? How are you gonna?
We
you need
just
to
we
toss
just
put it
them?
on
leave
the
it.
ice. We
Yeah,
just
we
put it on
leave
the
it
ice.
and then run.
That just seems like a terrible idea.
Well, I'd rather
If
throw it
it
from
takes
my
a second, you know. Oh, you know what? What if I just
I just want to say any plan that.
So what it
involves
does,
going the thing that we're
Casey.
on, I'm not
No, but-
particularly
Have you-
a fan
But we
of.
can just
Angel,
get
you
on
know what
to
these
the,
are?
To the like Angel said, we can
Would
get
Angel
on
know
to
what
the.
those are?
grenades.
Uh,
Sarah just followed. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Mayor
you.
thank you, Sarah.
Thanks, boo boo.
Then, Sarah, I'll tell you first before Angel even hears. Angel would know what grenades are because he used them in one of his plays at one point. So he's had
You used a grenade
he's
in one
had
of your-
mock grenades or stage grenades.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
I what
stage
they are.
grenades.
This
I'm a
Casey.
well-traveled man.
Okay, but like, have you ever used one?
Not a real one.
Oh, okay. So Casey, essentially what this does is you light this end here, the little rope bit, and then it burns down until it goes in. And once it goes in, I don't know what happens
It ignites the
inside.
gunpowder.
Yeah, sure.
Do you not-
I just know that the wick goes in and then it like it explodes.
It's
You didn't take
cool.
fantasy chemistry?
I didn't take
Has
fantasy.
chemistry been invented?
Alchemy.
Okay.
I didn't go to fantasy school, so no, I didn't have any of the required credits.
We could just do what Angel said though, and get on to the ice barge that we were on before. I mean, the bears are on it.
Is it
anyways,
just sitting
right?
there still? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we could just each throw some grenades.
they're still
on there.
they're still
Yeah.
connected. The impact kind of connected them to some degree, and though it wasn't described entirely correctly in the opening scene of this episode, yes, the wagon and the polar bears and Stramph are on the original iceberg, not the giant one that still has the snow corpses and the other things.
Because the one that we came in on is like a lot smaller. It's like
about
like the size of the wagon, and then like a little bit room for all of us to kind of mill around.
we were saying about a third or fourth of what the whole big chunk was, but really when you get a closer look, it's more like a fifth. It's a small little ice floe comparatively.
I guess, like Angel says, if anything goes wrong, we could always just pile back onto that one.
Yeah.
And
I still got 6 grenades. So like,
I don't mean to be like this excited about this.
Well, wait,
idea.
let me. And I Eldritch Blast the ice right in the middle
Just do
of our
it.
own
Oh.
flow.
I do too.
Does it does
I
it
do
like start
right
chipping
after.
it away? I don't know how Eldritch Blast
Hey, whoa,
interacts
hey,
with
you starting
environmental.
over. and Monolith runs
Hey,
to the
was
polar
this the
bears.
plan? Isn't what you said?
Yeah, but I want to use the grenades. I'm
Hey,
standing right here.
Hey, we don't have to use explosives. I could just do that.
I mean,
Yeah,
did
but what if
did
it broke and
work?
I fell in? I can't swim.
I'll do it
You
again.
Do you?
Monolith, you can't
Would you
swim.
sink like a rock?
Where was I gonna-
Is that what you're gonna? Is that what you?
No,
That was a good one.
I'm not made of
I'm not a
rock. I
comedian,
don't know
but
how
I
many
like to
times I
think,
have
yeah.
to say
I
that.
mean, I'm sorry, what?
I'm not made of rock. I just didn't grow up in a lake, okay? I can't swim.
You know, I was a little rude to be mom.
You can't swim?
No, I grew up in a city. What was I gonna learn how to swim?
I mean, I can teach you how to swim.
Well, maybe not.
Maybe
Maybe
Not
not.
right
maybe
now.
This
I-
probably isn't the most opportune
get-
time
yeah,
for
sorry.
Go into
lessons,
hypothermic
but-
shock, which
Oh, it
a
is
monolith
very
doesn't
cold,
actually know.
isn't it?
That was
Probably
probably
take fantasy biology.
Is this cold
Nope,
to you
didn't
guys?
take fantasy
Yeah, it's a little chilly, I'd say.
wounds.
It's
Bird.
literally freezing.
Oh.
Yeah,
like,
no,
in the
it's-
most, like in the most literal sense. It is.
Got it.
Yeah, no, we.
Very cold.
I'm sorry. I forget. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just
Are
forget.
you just not?
No,
is
see,
that not-
what?
You don't get cold? Or?
Not really. I mean, I get cold, but I
You
don't
get
get.
hot.
I'm afraid that Eldritch Blast is not meant to hit objects or things. It only affects creatures. It can't pass through an object to strike the creature you're aiming
But it's
at.
not gonna blow something up.
Right.
Okay.
Grenades it is.
I can believe it.
I'm no
How many do you got?
Eldritch scholar. That's just how it goes.
A scholar of the arcane. Eldritch arts.
I light my hand and I say, I can throw this. I have 4.
But you already lit it.
4 hands?
No, I light my hand on
I
fire.
have 4 of these.
I can
Sprouts
throw
new ones.
the
DM
fire
didn't even
onto
know.
the grenades.
Yeah.
But-
So I
we
would
can
say
just get off the
I'd say
thing.
we should throw them rather than set them and run.
I was saying I agree. I was saying we set them down so that we can do that, and then I can just throw my fire on them.
Oh, you gonna throw your fire? That seems a little. Why don't
So
we?
that we
Why
can
don't we?
get
Oh,
away from
I have
wait,
a
wait.
flint and steel.
What if we? What if we
are you
set
talking
some?
about?
Just to get some.
Wait.
Some,
I could just set it alight.
no,
you know
I
what
mean I get it,
Janet.
but like I feel like we don't
Janet.
necessarily want to
Janet Tammy.
cloak.
I do it.
Janet Tammy, I have
Mama.
another idea.
Okay.
What if we put the grenades down, just a few of them, and then throw a grenade at the grenades, so
This is
that
really
way.
stupid. This is really stupid.
Well, it's less precise than
Just
needing
do them
to-
one at a time.
Oh,
Are you? You got to do it on a
Wait,
timetable.
No, I feel like we don't even need more than one. Also, I was just saying so that we could get some like space between, the big explosion.
Or alternatively, who cares about this stupid tube?
I
Just get on
am
with it.
going to throw my grenade in about 4 seconds,
Well,
regardless.
I don't
I'm going
want
to
them to
light
be
it with her
stuck.
hand.
You aren't curious? You don't want to know what's in
How
there?
long do these take to explode?
It could be anything.
I just.
My-
I don't
You've
want to be
uh,
stuck.
I don't think
the
it's gonna be
fuses
good.
are unique to each creator.
Mm.
When you guys, the fuses that you have come to recognize on the grenade cache that you found
Was that the door?
shouldn't be. Yeah, but I timed. Look, if the pizza got here early, I'm gonna be really upset, but I'm still gonna eat it.
Oh, the cat's running away.
BRB.
Maybe you guys should talk about something for a minute.
So I just really
I
think
am just gonna light my grenade with your fire hand,
that's
and
why I
then
have
everyone
trouble
will
with
have to
intimacy.
run. Everybody get to the polar bears. That's step number 1. We all gotta get to the polar bears.
but we do agree that we're gonna use the grenade.
Yeah, obviously we're gonna use the grenade.
Well, I wouldn't say it was obvious. I just would say that. I mean, I
What else am I
simple
holding
guess
it
would've
for?
been
Wait,
valid.
wait. So
What?
what do the grenades do again?
They explode.
It basically like if you hit something really hard and stuff goes everywhere and there's fire.
Have you
and
never
people
seen an
are screaming and
explosion?
It's
stuff.
just an explosion.
No, I mean, I've seen explosions.
That's what it.
but
That's what it does.
That's what it does.
It emulates a fireball,
Yeah.
Yeah, explosion. Yeah.
but it's
It
made
explodes.
with technology.
Fire. Oh, okay.
You ever hear of gunpowder? Black sand?
Black sand.
Black sand.
Boom boom powder?
No, see, I know it is black sand.
Okay. Well, that's what's in here.
There's a lot of
And
it.
it's
oh
gonna-
my God,
it's
I
gonna-
also have a jar full of black sand. I pull it
Oh,
out.
do you really?
Yeah.
You just carry that around, kid.
Hey, I have one too.
Yeah.
Look. I got one too.
Oh my god.
It's really exciting. We found a bunch of stuff
Yeah.
in these crates. Oh my
And
god.
he's just
They
gonna
were
kind of
closed.
carry it
It was
pretty
actually
haphazardly.
really funny. I had
I
to
need you
punch
both
through
to
the
just stand away
containers.
from me. What the? You just carry that shit around?
Yeah.
You know that explodes, right?
Obviously, why? That's why I'm carrying it.
It's actually very useful. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I haven't used one yet,
okay.
but
I was
really
gonna use
cool.
one in that fight that we just had. I was gonna use one on those little snow guys, but I don't have anything
If
to
I were
light
to
it.
call you guys suicidal, that would be being generous. I just want you to know that.
What are you talking about? It's not suicidal.
Okay,
It's
let's just
in
blow it up.
case.
Let's
Yeah.
just blow it
I'm
up.
gonna
I just-
I like that
slowly
one.
walk away
Can
from
we
this
all-
conversation.
While we're both holding grenades and gunpowder jars.
If Angel gets bored of this conversation, definitely not because Kayla's bored of this conversation. 100% Angel, and walks to the other iceberg. That
Okay,
came
so
from.
now you're near the
The
wagon
wagon.
and the polar bears and strength.
Yeah.
Are there still ruins
You cut that out.
on this block of ice?
Yes.
Can I go over and look at them and see if they look familiar to me at all, or recognize anything like any sort of writing, any sort of language, anything?
So
it's-
you want to check out the things on? Yes. So walk over to the ruins, and let's roll a plain old. There's going to be two things. The first one's an investigation check, and then we'll see if you need a secondary roll after that.
Oh.
That's
where we crashed, though.
My life.
Okay.
That's where we are.
That was rough.
Where he is.
11.
I said that in character on accident.
I mean, it's true.
We gotta follow. Thank you, Silent Arc.
Thank you.
Silent R?
Thank you.
Yes.
Silent Arc.
Thank you.
Silent R. So it's
Arc.
so
ARC. Like
so it's just
arc reactor. Arc of
I was
light.
gonna try to make a joke where it's just like so it's silent because the
Can we
arc
talk
is
about
silent.
Bianca's
but-
head is just in like peripheral of the.
I will
Arc
say
of the
that
Covenant.
the
Indiana
people
Jones.
that follow us seem to have the coolest names.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
These must be
some
the,
good
the
names.
I don't know
coolest
how
people.
they do it.
I agree. I mean,
Bianca?
Bog Rat the Great.
All right, let's just get back
Your
into
Nerd
the,
Daily.
Hold
get
on.
back onto the other ice.
I heard it out
Parks
loud.
Place.
I was in mid question and I forgot who asked what.
He asked it.
11.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
11 for what?
Checking the
Doesn't
rules.
really matter.
Doesn't really matter.
No, you did good. Because let's all just. I love to keep things in perspective. A 10 is your average run of the mill Joe. You are slightly more well equipped to go over and you give a better than average look, and you are able to see ruins. It's a pair of columns. One of them is cracked and leaning on the other. The other is straight and tall. If you were looking around the base, you're not seeing any kind of writing. You're not seeing any runes on the ruins. You're not seeing anything else necessarily.
Any crustaceans?
Crustaceans.
Or any water damage?
To the ruins?
No, these ruins seem like they've been on land for so long. They were built on packed ice that probably hasn't melted in 100 years, hundreds of years maybe.
It's almost like there was some sort of cataclysmic weather event that might have shifted topography.
Something
what are
is
you talking
something is causing some warming.
Obviously.
So nothing just besides they're
What kind of
basically
weather?
sculptures.
No. I'm I don't want to put words in your mouth. Is there anything else you'd like to do now that you've given the ruins a once over and examined them, looking for writing or anything like that?
What is that?
Can she just touch it?
Yeah,
Oh,
and they are
this
solid
is
and
bad.
standard.
Smooth?
This
Yep.
is bad.
Oh, oh.
Ah,
Bianca!
Hey,
Bianca!
she can have whatever she wants, but
not that.
if everything goes black, it's because we love our cat too much.
Yeah. She's playing with a piece of metal.
Ah.
So it's
And
I just can't
subsequently
find
playing with a
any-
cord.
Nothing long, nothing atop.
Anybody got some
nothing,
chloroform? We just like,
Nothing,
What is
just
wrong
nothing.
with you?
she just goes to sleep. Give her a good nap. Like, I gotta get the water.
Have I seen this kind of architecture before?
Yes, you guys passed it on the wagon train not too long ago. It looks very much like the kind of ruins that the soothsayer lived in. While you yourself and Angel didn't get out and speak to the soothsayer like Monolith and Janitami did, you were in the wagons as they passed, and you looked down and you saw that those are probably of the same people. So I'm going to ask you to roll a... No, I'm not. What's your passive perception?
12.
Beautiful. That's all I wanted. You found a box also next to the ruins. There's a wooden crate. It's about a foot by 2 feet, and on the top
We just
there's a burned label in common.
Bianca!
She literally stole your die. She knocked a dice out of your dice roller and onto the.
What did she get?
My dice.
What'd she roll though?
No, I
What'd she
mean we
roll?
need to see what she rolled. She gets +4 to anything.
It's right there.
A 7.
She gets +4 to chaos.
Yeah, she's an agent of
Advantage on
chaos.
Any chaos roll.
Any chaos.
She's just like, I'm gonna pop this dice right into the webcam. Ow.
Any chaos related.
I'm gonna chew the wire until I get to the middle.
In common.
Give that cat a
In common, it says chaos mushrooms. The crate has 2 little latches that can be opened and 2 little hinges on the back, but that's what's burned on the top, along with the image of a mushroom. It looks like somebody branded it with a red hot brand. Chaos mushrooms.
Are we about to get lit on stream?
Hey!
We gotta LARP this, guys. Who brought the shrooms?
I'm just telling you what you found. I'm not making you take
Do
them.
anything. Yeah.
Can I
Fantasy
pop it
drugs.
open with my
Yet.
trident?
Yeah.
Like as far away from the box as possible to try and just open
I
it.
hear her playing with
You mean you want to pop
Tiny
the
now.
box open from a distance with the trident?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm not going to make you
I don't know
roll
whose that is.
because if you kept trying, you'd eventually get it. And what you do with the trident is you pop the 2 little snaps off the front, and then you lift up the lid, and on the inside you see a bunch of paper, and the paper seems to be wrapped around some things, but it also seems to be creating a surface to hold things in. And when you look in, you're able to see. I'm sorry, there's 2 different things. I want to make sure I don't mess them up. Yep. You're able to see a number of large brown mushrooms that don't look like. They don't look like the one on the cover. That's not what's burned into the lid. These are a different shape, but they're just brown and kind of I'd say standard, but I don't know how familiar you are with mushrooms.
Just a standard mushroom.
Probably enough to recognize that. it's a mushroom.
Undersea mushroom.
Definitely.
Just some standard mush.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
You had
saying?
no problem
Mush.
recognizing.
Mush.
You knew what to expect from the label, and you weren't surprised with what's on the inside. You were glad that you were careful because you never know what could be in there, but it turned out to contain exactly what it said.
Hey, Casey, what are you looking at?
I don't quite know.
Did you find some?
Yes, I found a
Monolith runs
box.
over. Monolith runs over the moment he hears, I found a box. He's like, oh.
Does he make that noise?
Mage hand pick up one of the mushrooms.
Okay, you're holding a mushroom that's very large. It would fill your hand.
Dense.
It's filling your invisible mage hand, and you bring it close to you.
No.
Then looking at it from a distance, as you spin it, you're able to see that the brown color that you see on the outside is also present on the underneath
She's
side.
like, no way.
It's not a lighter color where the fins of the mushroom are.
Is it like burnt? Like a burnt brown or like?
Ooh, she can put
Nope,
outside.
like the color of earth.
Okay, I'll bring it closer.
Sorry, Binky.
I'll smell it.
It's got a very earthy tone. It's got a musty, earthy tone. And let me tell you why that's important. It is in such sharp contrast to the icy, non-decomposing world. This has the smell of a cellar, and you guys probably haven't smelled cellar in ages.
Hey, do you guys know what this is?
Or is it in your hand?
Mage hand.
I pluck it out of mage hand.
It looks like a mushroom. I don't know if they have those under the water.
I hold
Yeah,
it.
they do.
That was mostly a joke. I'm sorry. That was weird.
No, it's okay.
It's different for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah.
You're okay.
Zeph's gonna go over and look at the body of the large lad.
Yeah, that's what Monolith was about to ask, where the body was. Is this crate near the body?
No, it's near the ruins. It was over near the ruins.
That's where we killed the guy who was like 10 feet from that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're talking like touching the ruins within a few feet of it, as if it was a cache of cool things that were tucked up under there.
Okay.
You found a box with these mushrooms in it, and chaos mushrooms burned on the lid.
I was rolling over the.
It
big
has a
guy.
title, so I'll just do a random everybody. Intelligence roll for everybody.
Okay.
Am I there?
You did run
Where
off
are
to
you?
the
No,
ice
you're at the.
floor,
You're
right?
at the.
I'm gonna say, can I walk back though?
Sure.
Maybe you heard.
You don't-
I
Casey
realized
say
that y'all
stuff.
weren't gonna follow me. I was a little upset about it, but
You realize nobody was paying attention to you for like all of
I
45
know.
seconds. You're like, screw that.
I was sad about it.
I rolled a 0.
9.
It was a 1 minus 1.
Intelligence, you said, right?
Yeah.
That's
No.
not
No.
I've heard of,
Ooh,
Dice,
7?
You've heard of it, and you know that
Has
they're a
anybody rolled
delicious
above a
ingredient
single
In many dishes.
In many dishes.
Yeah.
And you rolled a what?
9.
A 9. You're aware that mushrooms are sometimes used for cooking, and sometimes they're used for medicine. What'd you
7.
get? 7? Ooh, a mushroom.
I smell
I
it.
had a 6.
Stop!
You are aware that
What did you get?
sometimes
9.
mushrooms can be used for different things.
Got it.
Yep.
Oh, that's funny.
You guys, you just don't want to know anything.
We don't want to know
Can I eat
anything.
it?
It's not smart.
All stupid.
I want to eat it.
So dumb.
Oh, don't do
I
that.
don't know.
I kind of want to eat it.
Angel, I would
mean-
say go for it. What's the worst that happens? You die.
I agree.
I would hold off on eating these things.
You got a healing potion,
Hey,
right?
hey, Angel, if you weren't a coward, you would eat it.
Can I do a nature?
I eat it. I eat one mushroom.
My druidic powers.
Can I-
give me any insight on
Zeph.
he already
Okay,
ate it. I don't think
okay,
we're to say he
wait,
already
wait.
ate it.
I want to eat it.
Oh, I got
turn,
it.
in turn of that, can I mage hand try and slap it out of his hand?
Yes. So that's a reasonable
Wait,
reaction
you
to
have
your
mine?
action.
Or are you eating it? Or are you just grabbing
I
it?
love the idea of just like.
We're gonna,
I like the idea of
We're gonna
Zeph being
take-
like coward, and you're just like whatever.
Yeah.
we're gonna take your actual dexterity, and we're gonna use that as the DC, and have you try to beat Angel's dex. So
What is it?
for
What do I
it's
add?
this will be a save for you. I mean,
Thank you.
let's see.
A check? Oh, wait.
Yeah, because it's not a save. You're doing the attack.
I mean,
Oh,
you
it's an-
save if you want it to.
It's
like,
it's
I'm
an.
not gonna complain.
That's what we're
Or is
gonna
it- or is
call
it a
this. This is an
contest?
attack roll.
Attack roll. That's funny.
But I like you're gonna attack that mushroom.
And then
Are you gonna
What do
slap
I
it out of my
add?
hand?
no, his hand.
He's not holding. She's
No,
biting
I'm
it out of my
munching
hand.
straight out of the hand.
Then yes, yes.
Oh, I thought you had it and you were sticking it in your
No,
mouth.
That's what I thought.
For
Or can I
context,
take it from
Janet
her?
Tammy has it in her hand, and he was gonna go, "Ow."
Or are you gonna grab it? and
Actually, I think I grabs it. He wants to grab it.
Asterisk.
I mean, I'll
grabs
just
it.
like grab it.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so
eating.
no contest there. The contest comes from you trying to stop it from going in the mouth.
Okay, so what do I have to beat?
What's your dex?
13. Be a bad roll. Be a bad
What do I add?
Dex.
Do I? Okay.
roll.
Proficiency modifier as well? No.
No.
13!
Oh, I'm so disappointed.
No, I wanted to eat it.
Just
Well,
immediately grab it.
for-
That's my highest roll.
In
the past two
that
times.
moment, the one mushroom that you were going to grab and stick in your mouth gets knocked out of your hand, and it's lying on the icy ground.
There were.
Please do not eat it.
But I want. But don't you want to see what it does?
I
Like
mean,
a little bit.
A little bit, but
As
I've
far
had
as
one of
I
these
know.
before. I'm telling you,
Have
they
you?
feel great. You might want to try one.
She is popular.
I
She's
would inside
probably
check
gonna-
them, but I totally.
I'm
believe
usually
that.
I'm usually not the kind of person who tries to tell others how to live their lives, but we seem to be in a life or death situation. I think maybe getting fucked up. Maybe we should save it till after. I know it was encouraging because I thought it was definitely
I
pretty
wanna
funny,
throw the
but
dead
maybe
body.
after.
The only
care about mushrooms.
the only
Or
Angel.
I do mushrooms.
Angel.
I'll do it in front of
The
the
only
people.
thing I'm afraid of is
what I
that
thought.
we're all tapped on everything that we have.
Uh-huh.
We're also kind
I'm
of hurt.
actually not
hear
really
you.
feeling
And I-
too hot right now.
Exactly, and I don't want
Okay, let's.
that, and I point to the ground to hurt us more than that
I'm gonna cure
does.
wounds
Cool,
on
cool,
myself
cool,
because
cool.
I didn't realize how much in pain I am. So I'm gonna
A lot
do
in
that.
pain.
Many pain.
So why don't we take it with us? And then when we sleep or something, afterwards, I'll eat a mushroom.
I was kind of gonna take a couple anyways, just for safekeeping.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
put the,
no.
just put the crate on the car.
I'm
Yeah, just
totally
like-
okay with taking them.
Yeah, okay.
Just taking them with us, not. Anyways,
So just to move things along a little more quickly, who came over to the mushroom box?
me.
Who else is at the mushroom box?
I think
Everybody
Jan,
else.
Tammy. Is there anybody that's not?
Actually, I've just been shouting at them. I'm not actually there. I was turning over the corpse of the guy we killed, and I was going to look at it.
Okay, and that's where Monolith is too. So I'm going to have you two, even though you may have been in the other location, I'm going to divide the search up in this way. We've already had you do your look there, Casey. So Angel and Janatami, can you just give me your passive perceptions again, please?
Passive 13.
13. I'm not wanting to click my thing here.
10.
10 and a 13. Then roll perception that's active, and let's see if you can beat that. Because I feel like you're over there, you're looking around. You're not necessarily investigating.
Nat 20.
Damn it!
It had to happen eventually.
Really good.
Got it.
14.
Got him.
All right. Then next to the crate of chaos mushrooms, you find a small box that's filled with animal figurines. There are 8 jade animals and 6 brass animals. They're about 2 inches tall, and each one seems different.
Monolith's gonna be upset.
They're in a small wooden box.
Okay. Only I see those, or someone else?
You're the one that sees them with your nat 20. That was a thing that, in addition to the chaos mushrooms, wasn't seen. It was part of what was being. It was part of what was being hidden over by the ruins. So you found that,
Got it.
and you're holding it. If you pick it up,
Yeah. Can I?
you pick it up. Okay, roll it. No, I'm just kidding.
Can I look in the box?
Which box?
The box he's
So-
picking up.
You'd have to ask him.
Can I look in the box?
My box.
But what's in it?
Fight! Fight! Fight!
My box.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Don't worry about it. It's
Wait,
my
did you
box.
guys find something else?
No, it's my box.
But what's in it?
Angel sharing is sharing. You should always just let them take a look. just let them look.
But it's mine. I found it.
Angel, let them look.
Yeah, I want to look too eventually. That like, if it's got something valuable in there, if it's worth money, I want to know.
What if you look first and then you just show us?
I just open it. I'm like, fine. Trying to add drama, but fine. So I show it.
You guys all see a collection of 14 different animals. Half of them appear to be brass, the other half jade.
What are the 14
many
animals?
14.
Each one?
Yeah, name them.
Okay.
Do it.
The brass ones are all barnyard animals. You've got a cow, a horse, a goat, a sheep, cow,
You really did this to
a
us.
chicken.
You said cow twice.
There's 2 cows,
Chicken?
but one of them is a bull and the other's a cow
Yes.
with an udder.
What
A
about the
sow?
The
Yeah,
jade,
right.
those are all wild animals. There's a giant eagle. There's a giant brown bear. You can tell because of the shape, not the color. There's a giant elk. There's a giant reindeer. There's a giant salmon.
Salmon.
And there's a... there we go. Oh, yeah. The last one, I hope it's the last one, is a giant armadillo.
Monolith is drawn to the armadillo.
Aren't you? Actually, you don't even know that you're by the
Oh,
corpse.
I'm not over
Yeah.
there. Never mind. I'm just looking from a distance while
That was 7.
grabbing this corpse.
I hope so. If not, then there's also a raccoon.
Is it a giant raccoon?
No, it's shockingly small compared to the other things.
And then for the brass barnyard animals, never mind.
There's only
'Cause-
6 of those.
Yeah, there were only 6.
And did I give you 7? I
You
might.
gave me 2 cows, a horse, a goat, a sheep, and a chicken.
I can't add that fast. So
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
okay.
So I
So-
had 2 more barnyards.
No, 6. It was
One
one
more
six
barn.
barred animals.
You want
Oh,
And then
but
8
there-
of the other.
No, there were 8 brass animals and 8 jade animals.
No, 8 and 6. 6
Okay.
brass.
You weren't listening. That's okay.
goodness, Parker.
That's okay. I'm glad that you figured out exactly what Angel now owns. So Angel has a box with those things in it. The box is made out of wood and it's hinged, and there's not a lot special about the box except that it's holding these.
Okay. These are mine. I found them. Finders keepers.
As much as I want one, I kind of agree with that.
I think it just looks
I'd
cool.
want to keep it too.
You know what? No, they're mine. Actually, Just kidding. Ha.
I
So that completes the search of the ruins. Now you pair are over at a giant corpse.
big
And
corpse.
the corpse that you're looking at seems like it might be smaller than when you fought it. Like maybe it shrank a little.
That's disappointing.
When you fought it, it almost seemed like a size bigger than you guys, like a giant or at least a very huge enemy. Your enemy now seems almost your size, like maybe a very Janet Tammy size. Still very large, but not the giant that you perceived to be fighting before. Everything else the same, though. The armor the same, the big beard, the big helm, the great axe. All those things still seem the same and in the same proportion.
But now that I'm closer, can I get to try to see if I get a look at it, try to know what it was?
It is a type of roll for something. I'm going to say you've been up in the north, and this will be...
Is that a nature?
Not for a... If it were an animal or a creature, I would say yeah. But I'm going to do intelligence just because that's my go-to for today, apparently.
Oh,
What is it?
it's not good.
Oh, so that's a 1 in total.
This appears to be some sort of an ice demon. You've heard of these. You know that they usually bite with poisonous fangs and use
still children in the night.
Yep.
Also.
Yeah, and use a tail that shoots electric, like lightning bolts at
Yeah.
people.
It occurs to me now also that the. Never mind. Okay, so yeah, I guess we'll try to loot the corpse. We're gonna rifle through its pockets, if it has pockets.
Yeah, you guys are both doing it. We'll roll with both of you rolling and pick the highest
Use
one.
my tiny die.
You guys can arm wrestle over who gets to hold.
Is it perception? Or you just roll?
Oh, this is an investigation because you're looting.
Oh, I suck at that.
That's a 14 for me.
Roll intelligence again.
It's a 12 for me.
You sound so sad.
I get a -1.
Well, that's what you get for being stupid.
And what do you get on your intelligence rolls?
-1, I'm also stupid.
That's what I thought.
Stupid.
Pot calling the kettle, huh?
I think it's more that she's come to terms with this.
It's a phrase.
Pot called
For-
kettle black.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
you
hypocrisy.
forgot that little last part.
Well, I just say pot calling
Pot
the kettle.
called kettle.
You know what
What
phrase
up,
I'm
kettle?
talking
How
about.
you doing, man?
Oh, hey, nice
Well,
to talk to you.
pots and kettles are multicolored.
Kettle, what's up?
Yo, I'm
The
just
phrase is-
hanging.
Hey.
I'm just chilling. I'm
Me
just
too.
chilling pot.
Yeah, me too.
Wow. Get fucking roasted.
I'm
The
reminded.
phrase is
Get
outdated
'em.
because pots and kettles are multicolored now. So to
Get
say
'em.
the pot calling the kettle black, you'd be like, whoa, what the pot's green? So I'm saying pot called the kettle, and it's open to interpretation. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we interpreted it.
Guys, when in Rome.
Oh, it's such a good movie. Love that movie so
I'm a fan
much.
of that one.
That's actually one of my favorite movies. It's
Guys,
so-
you know what they say? Curiosity.
Yeah.
Big rip, actually.
Yeah, no.
Big rip. Never forget. In the arms of the angel.
The arms of the angel.
There are
There are
four things that are located besides the armor and the helmet that you can see on the outside of this
and
giant.
he had like a huge sword, right, or something.
great axe.
Great axe.
These are the four things that you locate. You locate the first two, and you locate the next two.
Yay.
You can do whatever you want after that, but you're the ones that find them as you're going over.
Sure.
A vicious great axe, the very first thing. This will do 1d12 plus 5 damage. And if you crit with it, it adds, in addition to the normal crit addition, you also get to roll 2d6 more damage.
Okay,
Vicious.
wait. So it gets a
Vicious
plus
great
5
axe.
to its damage roll.
Yeah. 1d12 plus 5. Crit adds a 2d6.
So I figure that her greatsword is actually still in the thing's chest. She never pulled it out. So she's gonna come by and put her hand on it, and it's gonna disappear. The corpse maybe is gonna flop over. She's gonna take the axe and just sling it over her shoulder, and then look for whatever the next thing is.
The other thing that you find is a single coin in a single pocket, right here on the tunic underneath the armor of this
It's a
creature.
single like gold coin.
It's a gold coin, and it has the head of a queen on one side and a fortress castle on the other side.
So it's not normal currency. It's like a unique coin.
This is a special coin.
Okay.
Queen on one side and what on the other?
A fortress castle. You'll need to, if you want, you could spend it like a gold coin, or you could find out if there's anything else
Special about it.
Yeah, you would need to locate its unique properties. But right now, it's. Could you tell me where you're going to put it?
She has like a long coat, so one of the pockets, one of the front pockets.
Dope. All right. The other two objects that are located on the corpse, the first one is a pouch of 3 colorful mushrooms. When you open it up, inside, these are smaller, and they're like a series of. I hate to say tie-dye and bring all the chuckles and the drug references, but basically these are like the trippiest mushrooms you've ever seen, bro. They got colors.
Whoa, dude! Whoa, man!
There's 3 of them, and they're about this big.
Okay.
And then there is you have a silver coin in a pocket all by itself.
Okay.
And it has a king on one side and a giant bird that you recognize as a rock on the other side. So it's a 2-sided coin, and it looks worn, scratches, tarnished.
Okay.
But it, like the gold coin, seems to have been put in a pocket and kept separate from. Well, you didn't find a coin purse, so who knows? Maybe these are his only 2 coins, but they don't seem like they're kept as currency.
And he doesn't have any money on him.
Not that
Just
you
the 2
found.
coins.
Yep.
What did you guys find?
The whole time that Monolith
when you ask that, Zeph takes it out of her pocket and flips the coin to Janet's Hammy and is like, "Found a weird coin." Oh yeah, and this, and just like gestures with the axe.
That's pretty large.
That's really big.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. This is a pretty strange coin.
Monolith's upset.
I think it's my axe now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's. What does it look like? Can you describe it?
The axe?
Yeah.
Yeah. It has a silver handle. It's not you'd expect a wooden shaft, but this has a silver handle, and down at the bottom, leather is wrapped around the base of it. And at the end, where the great axe is, it almost seems like it's not connected to the silver shaft, like it's almost floating around it. The head itself is this. I don't want to say amorphous, and I certainly don't want to imply that it's made of ice or snow, but man, it's got this icy, snowy kind of a look about it. As you swing it and look at it, it almost appears as if you know how ice sublimates.
Yeah.
It almost appears as if there's sublimation, a cloud of mist coming off of it when you swing it around.
So it's pretty sick.
It's badass.
Yeah. Okay.
Even better.
Yeah, better than sick.
Monolith is gonna.
That's pretty good.
Monolith's gonna come over and he's gonna be a little upset because he didn't find as many cool things, especially a weapon that looks like it's worth a lot of money. So I
Is
guess.
this thing still banging on the ice, by the way?
Yep.
Yeah. Every couple of like what is the interval of banging?
If you were timing it, you'd get about 18 seconds.
Oh.
It's just really funny to imagine every 18 seconds is like, yeah, we should, and that's why we should blow.
Don't eat the.
It's a gentle rumble that reminds you. It's certainly not rocking the ice island, but it is a reminder.
Right.
She's sticking her tail in my mouth.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be right back, and I'll jump back in the water.
Okay.
Is there anything else anybody wants to look at on the island
I'm gonna show these
while
guys.
Casey is going down?
Are there any more boxes? Who's hosting?
Carlos!
Casey through.
I miss you. Happy late birthday.
Happy late birthday,
Carlos!
Thanks, Carlos.
We love
Happy,
you,
happy.
Carlos. I was pushing it.
I'm gonna show everybody my mushrooms.
Okay.
And dejected. I'm like, all I found was these freaking mushrooms.
I want to eat them.
No, you don't. They're mine. Okay.
Can I?
She found an axe that looks really nice.
Nice.
And a funky ass coin.
Oh yeah.
And
here, look at
I
the
also
funky
found the
coin.
funky coin, but it's silver. It's
Can
just
I won't
I
take
know.
them. Can I just look at the mushrooms?
Yeah, go
really
ahead.
quick?
What if I trade you one of my cool animal figurines
For what?
for a mushroom?
For a what? Let me look at them.
Hey guys, can we
I'll
deal?
show them
Can we deal with the
tomorrow.
ever person issue before we decide
You know
to trade
what?
values?
You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
Let's do this
okay.
later.
Okay.
Should we?
Monolith
Should we follow?
has the
Casey?
box, right?
Well, Casey already dove in, right?
Monolith
No,
has which
no, no,
one?
no,
box
no,
is
no. I
passed
showed
to
Monolith.
Monolith.
No, no, no. I showed Monolith the.
The box was past the
No, no, no. It
I
was
believe.
shown.
You guys will have to let me know.
It was shown to Monolith.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure
passed
you're
it.
wrong, though.
Monolith.
I don't mean to pick sides or anything,
But
but Angel
nice.
did not say that he passed over anything.
was
all in
character.
Necessarily.
Absolutely.
While it was shown, can I roll a stealing check?
A sleight of hand.
It was just
Can I
shown
roll
like she's right in
against
front of me.
Before
That's
we
not a hand.
before we
It's just
fall
whatever your
Casey
passive
into the
perception.
icy depths,
Yeah.
you
Let's
may
follow
try
petty
a.
thievery roll.
Yep, this will be a sleight of hand.
It's a
Can
good. It's a good number.
No.
All he has to do
Can
is
I-
your passive perception.
Can I charm him into not doing that? I don't know.
You don't know
I-
he's gonna do it. He's just gonna kind of have.
I
to-
know.
You're just like you're showing it to me, so you don't
So-
see the figures. You just see me like, oh.
Oh, wait, no. I would argue you can open a box and look over and
You
look.
could be doing that, but you didn't say you were doing that.
But I am.
I mean, she also didn't say she was doing that either.
Yeah, no, she didn't. There's no specification. I'm just trying to steal.
Why you
The
gotta
horse
do it in
wants to
broad
steal.
daylight, Monolith? Why can't
Because
you do
they're
it whenever
made
they're
of
sleeping?
they're made of money. Okay.
I think they are made of money.
Oh,
Definitely not made of money.
it haze. That's a bad roll.
Yeah, it is.
9.
Why'd you have to do it like that?
And your passive perception is a 13.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well.
at least a 10.
So I'm just,
you
you know, like-
notice him pick up
Close it on.
one of the cows
I was going for the other girl.
and you close it. So you do the pretty woman.
I was just gonna look at it. What are you
Yeah,
doing?
okay, sure you were. Little thief hands over
Hey,
there.
hey, hey,
I
no
don't
need
believe
to,
you.
No need to call names. I was just looking. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Look at my mushrooms. See, you can just look at them.
Can I try and steal?
You wanna roll sleight of hand?
Can I roll sleight of hand and steal
Sure.
a mushroom?
My passive perception's high.
Yeah, there's no way I'm
How high is
succeeding
your
at this.
passive?
but-
17.
How is your passive perception so high?
I put
Did you take the perceptive feat thing that gives you
yeah.
like +5 to it?
well, I put like a expertise or something on there.
It's a
Yeah.
12.
Yeah, he sees
Wow.
he sees
In my
you
hand.
reaching for the mushrooms and I guess moves the bag.
I'm gonna smack.
because you don't. Okay, so he
I'm
prevents you
just-
from getting one.
Ow! You know, why'd you smack me?
Guys,
You
we're
were
kind
gonna
of in the
steal
middle
it.
of something. I feel like we don't need to be
We
arguing
just
right now.
gotta be waiting for Casey, okay? We're
Monolith,
just
maybe we should probably get into, I don't know, put the bomb down and we can get onto the thing.
I'm gonna keep the bomb with me. You're gonna light it and I'm gonna throw it, okay?
All right, whatever.
That's how I want to do it.
I'm gonna light it with a flint and steel because we're not idiots.
Well, she's just got
I mean,
hand
I
fire on her
don't- I
hand.
wouldn't say this is, well,
You calling the
Alright,
fire
I'm really
hand
calling you
stupid?
out.
It's not.
As the
I'm underwater.
adventurers and the adventurers on top of the ice floe decide in which way to throw the explosive grenades at the ice barge on which they had been recently standing and fighting. And as Casey dives into the depths, heading back down to where the submersible vessel is, we're going to go ahead and take a short break. We have pizza and
We
breadsticks
do. Never mind
waiting, and
that.
that
I'm
might
cool
not
with
be.
that.
Pretty cool with it.
Yeah. So even though we're not here, I just want everybody to know that we're really enjoying our pizza from
Yeah.
a pizza place.
Nondescript
Yeah.
pizza place.
Whichever one wants to sponsor us.
Right. We'll say whoever it is.
I'm going to throw her in a room.
I don't think you can. I think she's the boss.
She's in charge.
So
of us, for
as
sure.
we're loving Bianca and giving her our little bacon bits off the pizza,
and not feeding her sedatives.
you guys go and get a snack yourselves. Go to the bathroom. We'll be back in just a minute, and we'll find out what's going to happen in the icy depths. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bianca!
How am I the one tearing it apart? He's the one sowing seeds of destruction.
Honestly.
Not true.
I just wanted to get involved.
Oh,
Bianca,
okay. You wanna
stop
be-
it.
You should put her in a
Sit.
room, indoor outside.
You should put her in a headlock.
Tristan,
That's
the,
me.
the beach house is ready for you to come in. And
I'll definitely play Minecraft one
Did
day.
he just
We should
sell
play
off the beach house?
co-op.
Two, or is it 2 people?
Wait, I thought
Should
the
we have a
beach house was-
Minecraft server
It's a
for
2-bed.
Campfire Quest?
Yeah, Campfire
Technically
Quest,
do.
Campfire. That's
Everybody in this room is on that server.
But I mean,
Yeah.
like for the public.
Oh.
That'd be so cool.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
2-bed. It has a giant aquarium
Definitely
through the
think
middle
we
of
You
the
have to
house.
pay.
That's so
You have to
exciting.
pay.
And then it
You
has
have
an
to pay for
underwater
Minecraft
bathroom.
rooms.
That's the coolest thing I've
How
ever heard in my
much?
entire life. That's really good. That's really
you.
good. Underwater rooms are just like, I love it.
So
cool.
I
I
think
think
it's
so
like
too.
$10 a month.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, and you can have like 20 people in it once.
Zoe, how do you afford your server? Like $10 a month? That's pretty steep. That's pretty rough.
Especially
Now
since
I-
people stop playing on it.
Dad.
Oh.
Thanks,
I don't want it.
thanks,
Thanks,
Zoe's
Mom.
dad, for funding
Thank
our
you, Zoe's
Minecraft
dad.
adventures.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Can we thank him directly? Can you give us his number? So
Yeah,
we
can I
all,
give
really
can I give
text him and
Zoe's
thank
dad a
him?
call and be like, thank you,
He's on
Zoe's dad.
Discord, you guys. I'll just invite him to our server.
Oh
and
my
kick
God.
him out.
Is he
Yeah.
is he hip and with it?
If he's on Discord.
Yeah, a little
He's
bit.
a software engineer and he's like been with all the technology.
Oh wow.
My dad's a software engineer and he's not good with shit.
My dad's a software engineer.
Really?
Mom,
I wish I could meet him someday.
My dad's a train engineer.
Oh, damn!
That's pretty cool.
That's more than what I can play, honestly.
That's pretty good.
All right, kids.
She's kicking ass.
All right, we've been.
My dad's alive.
I think
My
we're about
dad
ready.
stays up till 4 a.m. playing video games.
Good for him.
I think we've been amusing.
Ready?
Our audio's been amusing, and now it's time for them to see our beautiful faces
Oh my God.
again.
Are they listening to us?
Yeah.
Oh
Whoa!
god.
Oh!
Hey,
You've been listening to us the whole time?
No,
Hey,
just
no.
the last minute.
Oh, I hate
you're
this.
not
Wait.
start.
Oh,
Was that a
Hi.
joke? Oh, hey.
Oh, it's back.
Oh, we're
back.
It's back.
Hello.
Didn't see you there.
I didn't see you there. That's right.
That was pretty good.
I honestly didn't see you there.
Funny, you seeing you here.
Well, last we left, I was about to eat an entire pizza. And I did.
In one bite, it was horrifying.
And it was like it just kept going like it's like a reverse clown trick where they take the thing out of their mouth. It just like kept on.
So glad you got that.
Well, I had to dislocate my jaw so I could
It
get
was
the whole pizza.
human snake, kind of just like this horrific. I don't think I'll sleep.
It was in my throat for a while, but finally it's gone down.
Sank down. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Watch the Looney Tunes.
It was pretty bad.
anyways.
Even though I didn't eat quite as much as that sounded like, the visual makes me full. And I guess so did that bacon and jalapeno cheese bread.
That'll
All right,
be
everybody.
good.
Our adventurers are on a boat of ice in some regard, a ship of ice, a barge of ice. And Casey is diving down beneath it.
It's pizza ASMR.
Mhm. No, I can hear it.
Yeah, keep going.
I just want to enjoy it for a minute. Yep.
Alright.
I want to know I had the impulse to slap you.
In a lot of ways, that's what it
Understandable.
sounds like 25 feet below the surface of the ocean. It's
Ah,
quiet.
yes. Where Casey is
It's
currently.
quiet.
Casey's
Yep.
down there?
Just getting down there.
I am.
And what is Casey experiencing?
As you get down there, Casey, you see that the underwater vessel's doing exactly what it was doing before. There is a change. And you're able to track that change based on the damage to the ice, which is now in a crescent shape. Every time it goes down, it seems to come back up maybe a foot over to the right of where it previously hit. And so over the last several minutes that you've been up and looting and looking and talking about mushrooms, the vessel has begun to move a little bit closer towards the edge. If you understand what I mean, it's backing up its foot and it's going forward. It's possible that on its current trajectory, if you wait long enough, it'll be emerging from the underneath part of the island on its own. It almost looks like you could assist it.
How so? Like push it? Like what Monolith was saying earlier?
Yeah, except kind of like what you were saying, you're not going to be able to push this thing
Yeah.
out of the water. But instead of it going and gaining a foot every time, maybe with some assistance, it would gain 4 feet or 6 feet, and it would come out and emerge a little faster. It's all about degrees. Anytime you're pushing something underwater, if you can reorient it by a few degrees, it's going to make a difference when it reaches its destination.
Okay, can I go over and just? Well, I don't.
It'd be a strength test if you want to push it. If you want to do something else to it, if there's anything else you'd want to do to it, you're welcome to try. You swam down there. I don't want to put actions in your mouth.
Or your fins. Because she's like a
Fins.
she's a fish.
I don't know if you guys knew this.
That's the.
Pipe down there, Angel of Darkness.
I don't know what I could do.
I guess we try
Punch
to like
it.
push the very like tip of it
Punch it.
slowly so that it's just kind of
Oh.
redirecting it
Yeah.
more that way.
I mean, I guess. I don't.
That's really.
That would absolutely work.
That sounds like it would solve the submarine puzzle.
I'll try that. I guess.
Okay, let me reassure you, just based on the way this works. I've like physically worked with submersibles like this, and they are underwater. You can move them. You've got the ability to move something. If you were on a fishing boat out in Lake Jessup, you're going to die because of the alligators. So let's pick a different place. If you were on a fishing boat anywhere besides Lake Jessup, if the fishing boat flips and the hull takes on water and it submerges and goes under, there's so much weight to it that pushing it's possible, but the resistance is pretty ridiculous. If you were to take something that has ballast but also big pockets of air, and that's underwater, you've got a lot more buoyancy and a lot more ability to move things.
That is true. That makes sense.
I don't want to say that was my idea, but or whatever.
Just don't tell
I'm
Monolith. If
underwater.
it works, don't tell Monolith.
He can't hear your shade from underwater.
That's fair.
I will pop up just for like a second. Hold off on the explosions, and I'll go down. And then I'll try and
Hands
push.
made like grenade.
I'm like, okay.
I'll
How
go
many
to the
times have
very,
you
very
tried?
tip.
Okay. And while you're there, this is one of the many places that you tried to look through the portholes and see inside. If you glanced in, you'd be getting roughly the same experience as before. That condensation's pretty wicked. As you begin to push, we'll just have to see how strong you're pushing underwater this morning.
What dice do I roll, guys?
Strength D20.
Just roll.
Dude.
Add that
roll
strength
above
modifier.
that, maybe.
The gray one?
Yeah.
Oh, which one?
Just roll like 3 of them and then pick your favorite.
This is like
Triple
wait
advantage.
a minute.
What do I add? Just strength?
Yep, it's a check.
17.
Oh, it had to happen eventually.
Yeah. So it stands to reason that you would shine underwater the way that you do. Your strength, not just of your swimming, but also the ability to push the buoyant object underwater and find the easiest path for it. Let's make it clear that you're not swimming out from underneath the ice floe with this object. You're doing everything you can to push the tip a little bit further every time it's shooting up. You reduce what might be an hour and a half of collisions into about 12 minutes of collisions. At the end of 12 minutes, the last collision with the bottom, the ceiling of the ice, if you will, the last collision occurs. It backs up as it's been doing, and you give it one more push, and this time it slides up all the way and is now going up the 20 to 25 foot wall of ice underwater, and then it reaches the side where you guys are able to see it, crests, pops out of the water, and then lands so that it's half floating on the surface and half submerged underneath.
Hey guys, I think I got it.
It looks like you did.
Look at that thing, huh? That's real. That's real interesting.
Let's say that immediately it begins to move. It's still under its own power. The propellers have not stopped moving.
Oh.
It's now moving parallel to the edge. You're swimming along the side of it, and you've been pushing the head of it to try and help direct it, because it's not moving. It's going to keep moving. But now that it's on the surface, what are we going to do with it?
Has the windows defogged?
Not that you're able to see. I guess we could. We would investigate.
Wow.
Like, throw your dice out, please.
5.
Yeah.
Still
I'm,
5.
I'm really believing that this is not Casey's fault. This is just the situation you find yourself in.
I'd like to believe that too.
You said it's right up next to the berg, right?
Yeah, I would say at this point it's about 10 feet off of the edge of the iceberg. And it probably is going to start leaving soon.
Can I try and jump on?
Yes. You leap from the ice flow and you jump. You're going to then swim, which you can do because of all the swimming on the farm.
We got a lake.
Yep.
All the farm swimming.
And then you swim up and you straddle this giant, essentially cylindrical boat. Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Okay. With your passive perception when you're swimming over there, never mind, it's so damn cold you don't notice anything at all. It is so cold. When you jump in the water, you try to say something, but the breath is taken out of you, and it's just a painful frigid. You are in the water, though, and so you manage to get over, and you climb up onto this thing, and now you're straddling it.
I'm like shaking. Guys. Let's go.
Right, it's cold. I'm so sorry. I should have told you that.
Is there like an opening on it or anything?
There's like the thing, right? Or is there? Can I see anything that might allude to an entrance to this vehicle, like a door?
Yep, almost every one of the little eyeball things on the front of it look like they have some sort of a hatch that can be opened from the outside or from the inside, depending on where you are.
Does it seem like? Can I see if it's locked or anything?
You can.
Is it
When you walk up and you look at the latch, the first one that you get to is locked and you can't undo it
from the outside?
from the outside.
Monolith.
Yeah?
You got your fancy tools? There's a lock on here.
There's a lock?
Yeah, I can't get it open.
Ooh,
Why don't you just hit it, see if they open it?
I'm afraid
do
that
that.
the water would go inside if I break the glass.
Well, you don't need to break it, just hit it so they hear you, I guess. I don't
I tried
knock,
that
knock,
and it didn't
knock.
work.
is there any way that I can
No
get
response.
over there without touching the water too much?
It's not
I mean, it's
that
not
bad.
Well, okay. No, it might be really bad for you.
Okay.
you can't swim, so you just have to ride on Casey. That's obviously the only.
Could I just try to like stand
I didn't
on
think you were gonna go for that. I was shocked.
Could I just try to like
I mean,
stand
you-
on your shoulders or something?
You
and then-
can. Yeah.
Okay.
You can.
Or like stand on your back. And then
Casey
you, and then
surfing.
I don't know.
You're
if I
making
can
this
do
really
that.
weird, Mono.
I want to get as little water on me as possible. That stuff is cold.
Just get on my back and I'll swim.
Sure, it's because it's cold, not because you'll sink. You rock
Well,
person.
Oh, I forgot you
I'm
can't-
not made of rock. I just don't know how to swim.
I'm sorry, I forgot you don't
It's
know how to
'cause he's a witch.
swim.
Okay.
That's what it is! He's a witch! Zeph, what if you just
He's a
throw him
witch.
over? I'll catch him.
Oh, you guys want to try to throw me?
He's kind of. Wait, how?
I think
how
rocks are
tall
too
are you?
heavy for that.
I'm 5. I'm like 5'10".
Like
Can I?
1 inch
Can I
taller.
like? Is this close enough that I could acrobatics jump onto it? No.
No, 15 feet.
That's pretty. That's a very big
That's
vertical
that's
leap.
yeah. That's almost
I don't know about that.
That's below the world record for long
if,
jump though.
What if I give him a boost?
What if like I run and then he like?
I've come up with an appropriate DC if you want to try.
If I want to try, my acrobatics is +4, but everyone's been rolling really garbage.
I want you to know, Monolith, that if you die, it's
Okay,
been a pleasure.
Casey, get ready to grab me because I'm gonna try to jump.
Is there anything you
Okay.
can do to help your athletics roll?
I don't think I have any.
The way he says that makes it sound
Hey,
like you're gonna
hey,
die.
Monolith.
I want to say.
Yeah.
I really want you to do this, and I don't want to try and save you. So please do this. But like, I think you can do it. I really think you can do it.
Alternatively, guys, why are we messing around with this submarine?
Because I'm gonna know what's inside.
We saved we saved the mystical.
Guys, don't worry about it. Watch this. And then I click my heels together like.
Wait, did you forget you had that?
I 100% forgot.
Did Jason remind you?
Well, Jason reminded Parker, who gave it to me.
I did nothing.
Wait,
Parker
what did
didn't
you
do
do?
anything. I clicked my heels.
Yeah, I heard that, but what did... Why?
Oh, I got these cool boots from a tower that we were at, around the squids. And if I click my heels together, I do better at like jumping and stuff.
Oh, okay. With that thing that I said, I will inspire him as well.
Is that 1d6?
1d8.
Wow.
That was perhaps the least inspiring pre-speech anything I've ever heard.
Yeah, Monolith, I know you're a rock, but like,
I'm
you're
not.
gonna
I
rock
swear to God.
this water shit.
Wow.
All right,
Thank you.
That was poetic.
That was
I
pretty.
really-
That was pretty
Do I
bad.
get-
Maybe not branch
I
out
get
of what
plus
you currently
5 plus
do.
my acrobatics mod?
Okay, yeah, I'll stick to the.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's just
so
it.
that's a plus 9.
Hey, Monolith.
I'm just saying you should go with the flow.
All right.
Oh, because I'm water. I
Here-
like that.
here I go,
like that.
guys.
I like
Scott,
that.
are you gonna jump?
He's gonna get down in running formation and be like, "Oh, don't do it! Don't do it again! Don't do what you did last time." And he's thinking back to the ice hoppers. When
my
he's like,
God.
"Phoop."
Yeah.
Oh boy, the death of
Plus
Monolith.
inspiration. You got a D8
well, I got a 12 plus 9.
plus a D8.
If
I'm
you
gonna
choose to
throw.
use
Yeah, I'm
it.
gonna
Please
use
use
that
it.
D8 anyways.
That's me saying, please use it.
Let's hold on. I'm at 21
Plus
Okay,
a
keep
D8.
going.
plus 1. I'm at 22.
22.
That was the AC.
What was it?
Should I tell you? Am I supposed to say, or should I keep it secret?
I think it's more fun if you
Do
only
I
tell us if
succeed
he
or
fails.
fail?
Well, you succeed, but do we care like to what
I
extent?
definitely have to know.
I kind of
I
want
really
to what
wanna
extent.
19.
Oh!
Oh.
I almost didn't make that. Thanks for the extra plus 1 though.
You're welcome.
Anything that's that close to a world record is going to be challenging. Certainly not impossible because
I don't
you
know what
guys
the world
are
record is. That might be talking
you are
about my
better
hands.
than world record holders. You just don't go compete.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
So very.
it
very
wouldn't be
good
much
roll.
of a competition if we were there. You know.
I would
Yeah.
say
Oh,
that
yeah.
had you not clicked your boots, it might have come and been a lot uglier.
No,
but
it
you
would-
managed to launch, coast through the air. It's beautiful. It's a thing of beauty.
Am I doing the long jump thing?
I'm picturing like the stride of legs, and the Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Yep. You're out there. You're mid stride, and as you start to come down, you can tell that you're just not going to make it. That you're about too short, and you start looking at the water around, and you start bracing for the splashy impact, and then boom, boom, right on the deck. Dry as a bone. Perfect. You made it.
Oh my! I did it!
That was really
I
good.
did it! I did it!
Are you sure I can't offer you a role in a play? Like that was pretty cool.
I-
we could do some cool things with that on
That
the
was pretty cool.
stage.
That was really
I mean-
good, Monolith.
I mean, maybe that I felt good. The applause that he just gave me, I liked that. It felt
She-
nice. She gave me.
I'm
It's
not.
okay.
This is so hard.
No,
not
you're
gonna lie,
okay.
I thought you were.
I thought so too. I thought it was gonna end up like the
Sorry,
ice
sorry,
hockey
sorry.
thing.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were like. Yeah.
Okay,
Zeph.
so what am I doing over here? Why'd I get
I'm
here?
just being honest.
There's a lock.
Oh yeah, lock. Okay, let me see that lock. I forgot.
Zeph, Angel, come on. The boat's getting away.
Why are we jumping on a summer? What? We have the cards.
We'll be back.
If we get in here, this could help us pull the cart.
What?
Okay, I'm just gonna pick the lock. Okay, I'm gonna roll.
Do you want help with that, Monolith?
Huh?
Do you want help with that?
Yeah, you good at picking locks?
No.
Do you have lock picking kit?
I have
Thieves tools. Okay.
And that's sleight of hand?
No, it's your proficiency bonus plus your dexterity score
It's
and a d20.
It's the sleight of hand. It's the sleight of hand check, and you get to roll with advantage because you have the thieves' tools.
Really? That's so different than I
Really?
thought it was.
I didn't roll with advantage on my other locks.
Well, there's a good chance I've got that wrong, but it's what's happening right now.
Okay.
And that's pretty good.
So get hex
6th edition.
powered.
6th edition, baby.
6th edition.
Yeah, I like 6th
We're
edition
already
as well. I like
writing
the new
this.
changes.
Yeah.
Okay. Sleight of hand, here we come. Pooh, good luck, spit.
Oh, well, you have
14.
advantage, so there's that.
That's not.
Okay,
You have
14
advantage,
on the first one.
14, yeah. Oh, that's a little bit better.
That's 22 on the next one.
Yeah. Okay.
We're gonna take the 14.
I'm afraid
Okay.
that's not, okay. Well, then if you take the larger one, you'll be successful. The first one did fail, and you could sit there forever, and just keep trying and trying, but maybe you can't. Maybe something's making it so that there's a little bit more urgency, and Whether that's the case or not, you don't know, but you do manage to pop the lock on the second attempt. As you're looking at it now, it becomes apparent this is not something that's supposed to be readily openable from the outside. It takes a really special kind of key. And when you think about it, opening one of these underwater would be the death of everybody on board.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that any Yahoo with a handle can't go over and just open the thing.
It's like, oh, what's this?
From where you are, you've opened the one that sits right on top. And as it opens up, a smell wafts out. The smell of death.
No!
From the smell that comes out, you get the idea that there's indeed not going to be any living people that you find in this vessel.
Monolith was so focused on lockpicking it and opening it that he just kind of stuck his head in, and he immediately smelled that and then just vomited right down the hole. Like, huh?
Jesus Christ.
like a big doggy bag.
Yeah.
Monolith,
okay?
are you
I like-
okay?
A corpse.
Oh, that didn't smell. That didn't smell good at all.
Your vomit falls about 8 feet and splatters on a corpse that's curled up in the fetal position right at the base of a ladder.
Oh, that's so bad. That's so bad, Chris.
I'll look in.
I didn't mean to do that. I swear, I didn't.
Do you guys want to go in?
No, hell no. What are you
Zeph,
talking?
Angel, are you coming or what?
Ooh,
What?
I don't know.
What's in there?
Dead bodies.
Smelly stuff.
Only
Ooh.
dead bodies.
I told you they were all dead.
Come on, Zev, let's check it out.
No, there's a bunch of corpses.
I'm good
I'm-
here, Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm not particularly interested in going
Does
into a metal
anybody,
death trap.
does anybody
with
have like
corpses.
smelling salts or like a
Is it
nose
dark?
plug?
It is dark inside.
I'll go down.
Do you not have a nose?
No, but I live in the sea, so I'm used to smelling really, really bad shit.
Alright, fair.
The decomposing smell is one that has a tint of the ocean to it. Down here, there's a little bit of the.
Smells like home.
Yeah,
It's like home.
there's a difference between a decomposing body on land and a decomposing body in the sea, and this one has a little bit of a sea smell to it. You go down the ladder and
Like
into the
train.
darkness, and now you've illuminated the area around you, and you're able to see that there's a film of condensation on the entire interior.
Whoa!
Yep, it's not just on the glass; it's on the entire thing. It's
Wow.
like the interior of the vessel is sweating heavily. The first thing that you notice when you step down off of the ladder next to the first corpse that you see is you're standing in about 4 inches of water, and you begin to splash towards the front or the back of the vessel.
There's so
What?
much bacteria.
Are you going to begin to splash towards the front or the rear of the
Hella
vessel?
trench foot.
The rear.
Okay. As you begin to walk, there's the most distance to walk towards the rear. It's about 20 feet of a catwalk on the bottom. And as you're walking on both sides of this, it's a grate, but the water has come up just above the top of it, so you're still splash walk, splash walk. Every so often, there's a room that's built into the side just off of this walkway. Sometimes it opens up and you can see the interior of the tube, and other times there's a room that's built and you'd have to enter a door to look inside.
Hey, Jen and Tammy, are you coming?
Yeah, wait for me. And she hops.
I don't recommend.
I go back and like help her down.
My feet basically touch the floor.
Is there water in there?
While she's coming down, can I prestidigitation the vomit off of the body?
Gross.
I'll
Where
do
does it
that.
go?
What?
Where does it go?
Back
In the
into-
water.
Back into monoliths.
The floating water at the bottom. That'd be cool.
I just
I'm like, hey
want-
guys, and it just comes
Okay.
right back out. What
We'll,
was that?
We'll say that you threw it just magically, of course, to the side, and it hits the wall, and the condensation and begins to slursh down into the water.
Is this
standing water.
humanoid?
The creature?
Yeah.
The first one that you find is a black dragonborn. The corpse seemed a lot more gruesome.
More like a black dragon dead.
Tyler Mark just subscribe.
Subscribed.
Thank you, Tyler
Thank
Mark.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tyler Mark.
Thank you,
We're
Tyler.
Wow.
Woo!
Let's just stop and just acknowledge the love for a minute.
I
What
know.
what a beautiful day.
What a great day
Beautiful
for
My
us.
sister's friend.
Really
Tell your
That's
sister
so
to invite more friends. This is going really well
She
for
has
us.
a lot of
You keep them coming.
way more
Thank
than
you.
me.
Ooh, ooh.
Can I do
Ew, woo.
Can I do an what is that one called with my eyes?
Perception. Your
check.
Well, you tell me what you want to do, and we'll decide what it's going to
Well, I guess I mainly want to see how many dead people I see, possibly maybe how they died, and also stuff.
be. Yes. That's a little more specific. We're going to have you do an investigation, and while you're rolling that, I'll answer Casey's question. The thing that you noticed when you got down there, the body that you just cleaned vomit off of, was a black dragonborn male, and he's dressed like a sailor. The dragonborn have a very dragon lizard-like face, and at first you thought that the black skin indicated an old withered corpse, something a lot more gruesome than it was. But upon inspection, whether it's the cold water that's kind of refrigerated the corpses inside, or maybe the death was only within the last week, but it's not as ancient as it seemed at first. It looks like these deaths may have occurred more recently. And Janet Tammy, how'd you do on that investigation?
I got a 10.
So let's just say that from where you're standing, you're able to see that if you look forward, there's a place that a navigator or the actual person piloting the vehicle would be standing. There's a series of wheels right in front of that. It's not just like a wheel for steering. There seems to be a couple different levers and things that you could pull up there. You see one other corpse. This one is a male elf. The face is blue. The face is blue like death, like suffocation, like lack of oxygen.
Who's that?
Not drow.
Would you say
Not
that's
drow. I would say that. Well, it's hard to tell what it was, but the blue face is caused by death and not by it was not blue in life.
Right. Okay.
The hair is white, the robes are white, and at first glance, the 10 that you got, you have the impression that this is a mage. This is a magic user of some sort, and that gives you 2 crewmen. You found somebody that's dressed like a sailor, and somebody that's dressed like a magic user. And you don't see any other corpses.
Hello?
They don't reply.
She's calling down the whole submarine, but I don't think anybody else is coming. Maybe we should go back up.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just scared that there's somebody still alive in here.
I see what you're saying, but I feel like with the whole smell thing, I'm gonna just have to say a solid no.
Okay.
I'd say you guys you're pushing an 1/8 of a mile away from where you started. You've put some real distance between yourselves and the ice flow where you
The thing
started.
is still going, right?
Yeah.
And
It's
not
moving
relic and
forward.
stuff?
What?
It's like doing the
Yeah,
thing.
it came up, and then you jumped on it, and it's been traveling at a rough speed ever since.
Can I
and
go
it's
up to
getting further
the
away.
wheel and lever things?
Yeah.
And can I just...
You want to just twist some levers and see what happens?
Yeah, I do.
You have 3 wheels in front of you.
Okay.
There's a center wheel, a right wheel, and a left wheel.
Get to flex
Can
your
I-
nautical knowledge.
There aren't any like
This is all
handy dandy
completely
like...
fantasy in my
Okay.
Fantasy knowledge.
Although each wheel is very important.
There aren't like convenient labels on these wheels or anything? Of like... No? I'm gonna
This one is the one you
I
want.
have-
That's what it says on the middle one. Strangely enough.
up,
This is
down,
the one you
sideways...
I have answers I want to
Down.
give you, but I'm not able to.
Okay.
The thing that you're asking me for, no. You have looked and you see no labels printed on the wheels.
Hey, oh, Monolith!
Yeah?
Come here. Please.
Hell no.
Monolith...
It smells like vomit.
It smells disgusting. I can't get my boots wet. These are important boots.
I'm gonna turn the wheel. I'm afraid that you might fall off.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm coming in.
I'll go over and help him down.
I'm gonna take my boots off. Hold my boots in one hand and my nose in the other.
Gonna be barefoot in the slop.
I'm not getting these Usain boots
This
wet.
is exactly how you get trench foot.
Are you telling me that the water isn't soaked through your boots?
No, my boots are sturdy.
I'm
Okay.
gonna get so many diseases. This better be worth it.
Going to take the middle wheel and turn it, but like just.
I closed the hatch behind me since we might accidentally. dip
Okay.
under.
You've grabbed the center wheel and you've done what to it?
Just.
Why?
You find that it does twist in your hand. You can turn one way or the other. And as you begin to turn, the vessel begins to flip a little bit and then slowly turn in the direction on the surface that you're turning it.
Guys, check this out. This is real neat.
Whoa, that's pretty cool. We're turning.
It's like a boat. I've never driven a boat before.
It's like a much faster boat.
Do you think if I turned it more, we would do a what are those things called? A somersault?
No, I don't try it.
I wasn't going to. I just thought it'd be kind of cool.
Guys,
Somebody legally obligated
Can I
to do a barrel roll.
I
this works. Somebody have to say it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd
Man,
be,
Angel, I sure love being
you're
in a place
investigating.
I know,
corpses.
right? It is.
What part
so
we
good.
have?
Gotta say,
There's rooms.
one of the
there's
nicer
some
places
corpses.
I've
There's
been
the
to.
front
I wouldn't
area where the
necessarily go that
navigator
far,
sits.
but-
Yeah, neither would
Well, it
I.
doesn't
Yeah,
want
I've been in
touching
very, very
corpses.
nice places.
So I
But
guess he's looking for like.
better be.
little
I'd
boxes,
rather be out here than in
chests,
there.
whatever.
Boy, am I glad that they're in there and that we're out here and that they're
And they-
frozen in the ice.
And boy, am I glad that he's there and we're out here and we're in there.
We're on the ice and he's in the.
And he's the sheriff and I'm out here.
there. And, yeah, that
I love it.
Monolith,
Oh, where's the caveman?
Monolith decided to look around for loot and things like that while the vessel is being rerouted back to where it started from. So he's rolling an
I gotta get
investigation
something
roll.
out of this before
Can
I
I
get gangrene
can I
and
help him with
trench
that?
coat.
Because I also want to look around and specifically more so at the bodies and see if I can find anything that discerns them as.
He specifically,
specifically
didn't
not
want the
looking at
bodies, so
bodies.
why don't
Oh,
you
well,
be
then
the
I'll
you be the body checker and you be
Specifically
the
the
everything
bodies.
else checker.
Well, you turn it, Janet.
Are you?
Is that one?
I literally 3 times, 5 seconds ago, rolled a 14, a 16, and a 19, and then I just rolled a 2. I hate this so much. 1.
Well, sometimes the rolls that you get are they might not seem like good rolls, but they're the rolls that you need.
Wait.
For narrative
No.
development.
2.
I
Don't have mine, so I'll do investigation.
Nice.
Got it.
Wait. It might be 3. It's 2 or 3. It's one of those 2.
I can
I don't know
tell
if that
you,
makes a difference.
Either
not at
way,
all.
I think
great
it does.
job.
It's a shame you don't
Only
have
for how you feel about
digital
it.
compendium for your stats.
I'm not gonna comment. We're on stream right now.
So we'll go ahead and have you check everything but the
Okay.
corpses.
Hey guys, I'm gonna look for stuff. Make this worthwhile before I get a disease.
I can't find my. I can't find my. Sorry, the smell is getting to me a little bit.
Okay.
I might go look elsewhere just real quick. I might just a pass through.
Okay.
That's all. Well, can you guys see in here? All right.
I got my dark vision goggles. I'll put those on.
Jan and Tammy.
I can see in the dark.
All right. I'll be back. I'll yell.
Okay,
I'm gonna go back to the back.
stay safe.
I will.
All right, Monolith, you're up front, and you rolled a 13.
Yes.
You locate a handful of things.
Handful.
Yep. The first thing is a logbook.
Oh.
There's a logbook up near the front where the navigator sits, and it has the name of the vessel.
Okay.
It's called the Mary Mac.
Hey,
The Mary.
this vessel we're on is called the Mary Mac. If that
And
means anything.
this is based on the logbook. You're able to see that this is essentially a new vehicle. It explains within the logbook and the manual how this works and what it is. If you take the time to read it, I could tell you.
Ooh, what language is that in?
Common.
I'm just gonna. I'll just skim it real quick, just to see if there's anything. interesting.
You locate that this is a hunting vessel, and it's part of a trio that goes out together. There's a parent submarine. It's this large vessel, and this and another small submersible leave the parent vessel and drag an extra long net out, and it's used to capture a creature that you have heard of before. So as he's reading this out loud, if you're listening,
Not there. I already left.
these are used
reading out loud
to
to Janet Tammy.
capture something called a Seviathan.
What the hell is a
Oh.
Leviathan?
I've never heard of such a thing.
A Seviathan is a creature that is hunted for its air bladder. It's this devastatingly dangerous monster. It kills anything it can get its maw around. But if you can capture one, the young ones are the easiest to capture. But the larger the one you capture, the more valuable because they contain an air bladder. This air bladder, when harvested, is used to make lighter than airships in this world. It's used to filled up with gases that are heated and cooled to help the lighter than airships float around.
We got airships?
You have run into this before. Your group has run into this information before.
I do remember hearing about air gliders.
You heard that one of these can be sold for. You can, if you harvest an adult air bladder, you can sell it for 50K, 50,000 gold pieces.
Oh my goodness!
And that's what this was out trying to hunt. This was one of
Who told us about air
the
gliders?
two small ones.
Somebody told us about air gliders.
You remember the bladder discussion?
Yeah, the bladder debate of '63.
That was a great one.
I don't really like that we're in water with something that.
Well,
like
it's
a
this one's
Leviathan.
clearly away from its parent ship, or else we'd see the other ones.
Well, I see what you're saying, but this is some pretty.
I'm more concerned about that air bladder thing.
The sister vessel is called the Manitor, the other small one that hasn't been located, that is somewhere else. And this whole thing is out of the port city, Wandar. Wandar, W-O-N space capital D-A-R.
I don't know if I've heard very much about that city.
Here's what you've heard. That's the city where Jules, the People's King, rules. It's the city of Wandar, but Wandar Kingdom is the name of the land that he rules.
So we know that?
So you've been traveling with the Hundarians, the soldiers for the Wandar people.
Oh my goodness! The ship's from Jules's place.
Should we give it back to him?
I don't know how we're gonna do that.
Maybe we can tie it to the. Yeah, you're right. I don't know either.
We're gonna try to jump it onto land and then have the polar bears drag it?
No, I'm not gonna say that I don't really care that much, but like.
I don't. I mean, we should definitely tell them that there's a bunch of dead bodies.
Yeah, we'll just tell them.
Yeah, probably a lot of money went into this.
Well, I was thinking lives.
The other two things that you know based on this logbook is that this has a price tag of 7,500 platinum pieces.
Whoa! I was like, you can get an air bladder by 1,000 of these.
7,500. Well, the entire trio of ships that you hunt with is probably in the 250,000 range. So if your ships last long enough, they've got to take out probably 5 adults to earn their way back into being solvent. The last thing that you locate is a map that shows you the area where you are and how you would get to Wandar. The place that you're on the map, it's not marked that you're there because they got there while dead, but it does show you where they were and where they've ended up. So you could potentially attempt to use the map if you were trying to sail this back to Wandar City. Or, I mean, you don't have to, obviously. But of the things that you find up front, that was... make sure. That was the... Oh, and last thing, and this is especially important to you. It's sitting up in that same glove compartment. It's a small onyx tube, and when you hold it, it opens in your hand and turns into a message. It looks, excuse me, it looks exactly like the message that was given to you by Zeph.
Like the same exact message?
Well, the only difference at the very top, it says, "Hi, Monolith. If you receive this, my dragonborn friend here will be in a bad situation that he does not even yet know about, but at least I'll reach you." And then it goes on to explain that he's using the same... This is yet another one of the carrier pigeons that was... He knew what you would encounter.
Yeah.
But the thing is that when he gave it to the Dragonborn, he knew that if he ran into you, the Dragonborn would be dead. It would be that series of events that would make it so you'd receive this.
It's another note from Rainfield. He really does have good connections, apparently.
That's.
It's strange.
I'm gonna say a little odd, Monolith, but I'm not.
I
here to
agree.
judge.
That's 2 messages, huh? I don't even know this guy. The Dragonborn by the over there. I don't even know him. And it says, if this reaches you, my Dragonborn friend. Essentially, it just says that he's gonna die.
So your friend knew that this guy was gonna die?
My friend knew that this guy was gonna die, and that I was gonna find him dead.
I'm not gonna lie, Molly, that's a little messed up.
Hmm.
I agree. That's weird. I don't like this. Can we get back to the polar bears?
Yeah.
Hey.
Casey?
At about this time, as you've been straightening things up, you're getting pretty close. You're aiming directly towards your ice flow. It's like going to be a head-on.
As I'm seeing them approach, I'm like,
And you have walked to the back, right?
Yes.
And when you're back there, were you just trying to escape that horrible roll, or were you going to look at something else back there?
I was just gonna yell.
Fate?
Yeah. Hello.
Damn you ones! Oh, okay. I get it.
Hello.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, I thought you were responding. I was like, damn, that's fucked up. I get it now.
I'll continue a little bit.
Your footsteps leave the same kind of echo. The further back you get, the more hollow it sounds. You pass about 4 doors. You could open them.
Can I? Is there a window to them?
No. And these are on either side of that walkway. So you either have an open area that you can walk into, or you enter one of those, the tighter area where it becomes a hall with doors.
I'll open the one on the right.
You open it up and it's empty except for a bed that's built into the side and a bunk above it, each with a pillow, each with a blanket, empty.
Left.
Same thing.
Right.
The next right,
Yeah.
as you go further back, a series of boxes and barrels. When you look in them, they appear to be what you'd live off of if you were stuck in a thing like this.
Do they look rotten?
Nope. It's the kind of stuff that looks like it'd stay good for a long time. SeaTac, biscuits,
Left or?
empty. It's a cavern. I'll tell you what you notice about it. There are scraps of net on the floor. You gather this might be a room where large nets are kept, but there's none in here.
In any of the rooms, can I tell if there has been any water on the inside that has been there for a longer period of time than the one on the floor? As in a sense of like any sort of like markings or crustaceans or rusting or anything like that.
No, this is a very new vehicle, and it hasn't been out long enough for the kind of stuff that you're looking for. Hasn't been out long enough to get corrosion, rust, barnacles.
Okay, I go to the front.
Okay.
Same thing. I just hello.
You're back up around everybody else, and there's not as much of an echo because there's more life up here. But you're going to continue to find the same thing. Here's what, without you rolling for it, here's what you gather. There were 5 people on this vessel when it launched. There were 5 people that were handling the job that this single vessel was supposed to have. It's half of the net. It's part of the ballet of twisting the creature up in the nets. Everybody on this vessel was prepared to do what they were supposed to do to capture these creatures. But for whatever reason, 3 of the people on here abandoned ship somehow, maybe more, but you're estimating 3. And 2 of the people either couldn't get away or had to stay on so that the others could escape.
Sad. Heroes.
I couldn't find anybody else. I think these are the only 2 that were on the ship. There are probably more that escaped. Maybe.
Okay.
Hey, do you know what a hold on, a Leviathan is?
Yeah. Why?
That's what this thing was made for. Capturing some of those.
It's
things.
part of the 3 of them. This is the one. This is one of 2 that takes a net and like ties it up so they can get the bladder.
1 3.
Did you see a bladder back there, by any chance? Because that's worth a lot of money.
No,
No bladder?
No, I didn't see anything. Most of what I saw was just, boxes of food or beds, and
What
that's
kind
it.
of food? I would love to try something for cooking.
You want to try some
I don't
food
know
in
if-
this dead body box?
You're right.
I mean, it
that's a
looks
little gross.
fine, but yeah, kind of
Monolith
what
is
Mono.
right, that's
Yeah,
probably a
Hey, I'm not touching
Hey,
it.
he's right this
Are
time.
we getting closer to the thing? To the ash?
Should we?
Boom! At that moment, the front of the vessel strikes into the ice. It hits it in such a way that it's almost as if you placed it, like putting an Evinrude outboard motor on the back of a fishing boat. You put it right on there inadvertently, and the entire ice block begins to move, with the vessel acting as a motor and pushing it.
Can I
What?
Are we
I
going
like
the right?
straighten it out
Yeah,
because
what
it's
did you
going
guys
towards the
find?
side, right?
Towards the side right now.
Yeah. And I jump up and I'm like, hey.
Oh my goodness, that's scared. Why weren't
Are
you
you on
paying
top of the side
attention?
now?
Yeah, I'm helping. Monolith, come on.
What?
Hey guys.
Yeah, that wasn't very carefully done, but you figured out how we're gonna
Wait.
get the ice flow push. This was your idea, right?
Shouldn't we turn it off?
No,
It'll
'cause it's
ram
gonna-
us into the side.
Yeah, that's where we need to go.
Yes, but it will push us into the wall without stopping.
Then we just need to get to the furthest end of the point and then jump on before it does that
How are polar bears gonna jump on with a cart attached to them?
with their feet.
I'm gonna slow this thing down. I'm gonna try to figure out how to slow it down. I don't want us crashing and drowning a bunch of polar bears.
Does the book say anything about slowing it down?
Do I see a
Turning it
manual?
off?
What book?
I have a logbook. I want to take it with me, give it to Jules, because this is his.
Oh.
This is part of Jules' fleet.
Oh.
You want to hold on to it?
Sure.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah, I'll start flipping through it just to
Is there a
kinda catch
manual?
Yeah, it's a combo. There's a place to keep notes about services that you've had done, oil changes, that kind of thing. But there's also the section that explains what a lot of the different wheels and levers are for. So what is it you're trying to learn about?
I'm just trying to figure out how to slow down.
And you're the one looking for the information?
Yeah.
And
I
it's
mean, I have the book.
Yeah, I gave him the book
Yep, you're reading it.
because I was looking for a separate manual. But
It was in there. He handed it away. Casey, you don't take long to use the index at the back and locate slow down on page 14-2. When you get there, it shows a manual of a lever and a person's hand with an arrow pointing, and you locate the lever, which
Like a
is
wiki,
just above the it's just above the three wheels. You see the lever, and it does have that kind of art. So you know that if you pulled that lever back, it would stop the forward momentum of the vessel.
Okay.
Leave the. Someone needs to be on the lookout for when we're getting close to the wall, so we can stop it before we get there.
That's fine.
So we just like coast and then, we just sit there.
Okay. Do you want to go back up?
I'm already standing up on the.
Well, she's already up there to tell us. I only have one hand, so I can pull a lever.
You don't have either hands.
Well, I put my boots under my arm.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh,
goodness.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
You're good.
I mean, if you want to go up there so you don't have to deal with the smell, I can.
You know what? I'm
I
cool
can
with
stay
that.
there.
I'm cool with that. I'm out. Good luck.
Hey, if you want to. Okay. Good luck.
Did you located the lever but have not pulled back on it?
No, I did.
Okay, so the propeller comes to a stop, and the vessel itself, which had its nose pushed up against the ice, it's still moving in that direction, but it begins to slowly drift as the object it pushed is going just a little faster than it is, just based on physics.
Are you guys coming? Let's go.
It's headed the right direction, right? Like we're gonna.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
We're
then
good. We're solid.
I guess
Is
we're
it?
good.
What's that?
Is it heading the right direction?
Yeah, it's still propelling towards the wall.
Well, let's go ahead and just paint a picture of where you are. You are in this big freshwater melt lake. There was the river that dumped you out into this freshwater melt lake, that it's filled with these ice flows. You're on the biggest one, which also is attached to the smallest one that has your wagon and polar bears on it. and that whole thing was being pushed by a vessel, and it was being pushed to the, if we were looking at a map and I was the map and you guys were looking and this is north, the ice flow and the river flowed from the north, and you were down here, and you're now being pushed over here to the, am I west? If I'm on this side, if I look over here,
Yeah, west, yes.
west. So you're being pushed to the west side of that freshwater lake. Your ice flow and the land, the ice that you're headed towards, they're about at the same level. So as one collides with the other, you're in essence, assuming it doesn't separate again, you're creating a smooth road in which to get out of there.
So
So you guys solved the ice flow puzzle.
Yes.
It only took
Good
an
job,
entire
everybody.
battle, jumping onto a ship, unlocking it,
Yeah.
turning it around, realizing it was Jules, stopping it from crashing us into a wall.
Yeah, that's a couple steps.
Also, you want to be on the east side.
Oh, before it
We
crashed
were
into
going
the
the wrong way. Did you say we're going to the west side?
But yeah, it was a good solution, but we're going the wrong way.
Yeah,
Can you do the other?
yeah.
Is there flip through pages? Is there a reverse thing in this?
Well, you gotta take
Page 22. What's on page 22?
Information on how to reverse.
Whoa! Wait, you
Go back
gotta,
to page 22.
you gotta go around the other side and then push us from there.
Yeah, but I can't. Yeah. Reverse. Is it there?
Yeah,
Whoa.
it's the exact
Why are
same
you
lever.
reversing?
Instead of bringing it to the middle, you pull it backwards now to the reverse side.
You don't need to do that.
Yes, I do.
You're disconnected.
Am I disconnected?
You are
Yeah.
disconnected. You
Oh,
are.
well, then I just go around. But I still
I
learn.
just do it. I just know use my submarine knowledge to just go all the way around and carefully push it down.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make you roll, and this seems to be a theme for today.
Okay.
But we're not in combat, and there's this rule I love about D&D that if you can try something 10 times in a row without anybody getting in your way or bothering you, you're going to succeed eventually. It's the let's not be ridiculous rule.
Yeah.
If given enough time, you'll figure out how to get that submarine to the other side of the ice flow and aim it towards the eastern shore, which is what you're doing.
Yes. Is it getting late? Like, is it getting dark outside?
You have been out for quite a bit. We were at about 2 in the afternoon. I'd put us at 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Yeah, we're a hand or two from sunset.
Okay.
Yep.
Just curious.
That's a good question, and it's good to keep an eye on that. I would say that once you get it worked and going in the right direction, you're probably about 30 minutes of travel before your ice flow connects with the eastern shore, so to speak. And that's what happens. Let's go ahead and let that time pass. And is there anything that you would be using that time for?
A short rest is an hour, right? I think. So.
Even less, but an hour gives you a really solid one. I think 30 minutes might even be. Let's call it an hour.
I'm gonna be like, am I still on the ship?
It's up to you, dog.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Did you
It's
get off
your
the ship
theater
onto
of
the
mind.
ice?
Yeah, I was gonna say that I was gonna yell at Straff and be like, "Hey, maybe you should put the bears on the big one."
Okay, whatever you say. You guys are crazy. Hops in the wagon and he hops in his cocoon, and you see one of the bears go, huh? Huh? And then the other one does, and they both turn and start walking, and they pull the wagon up onto the main ice flow.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm on the ice. Zev, did you see what I did? I steered.
I think that's
Yeah.
the right word. Yeah, I could say that's probably it. Yeah.
Yeah. I did it.
Yeah. What did you find? You're missing out a lot of important details here. What? Hello?
I mean, I solved the puzzle. What are you talking about?
We didn't find much. I keep holding my nose.
Why are we doing this, Monolith? I don't understand.
Sorry, it's a force of habit. It smelled really bad down
Is
there.
this how we talk now?
I found a logbook, and then another one of those notes. The note that you gave me from Rainfield. I found another
Was there
one.
people in the ship? What?
Oh,
There was
right.
there was
Yeah,
a
they
black
were dead.
dragonborn that was dead, and an elf also dead.
As I suspected.
Well,
The
why are
elf
they
seems like a
dead?
magic user.
I have no
and
idea.
I don't completely understand why.
Did you see how they died?
No,
I couldn't
but
really tell.
I rolled too
There-
low on my
there-
intelligence check.
the boat seemed rather Well, it's used to catch Leviathans, which isn't necessarily the nice creature.
They're really
I'd
big
say.
and they're really dangerous if you're not careful.
Was it flooded?
A little bit,
There was some
About,
definitely
honestly,
water on
and
the
I
floor.
couldn't find any cracks or anything.
That's odd.
I mean, I also kind of didn't look for them, but I didn't find anything either.
I suppose it doesn't really matter.
And it was foggy. It was really foggy in there.
It was rather.
That could be because of the decomposition of bodies.
That's
They
yeah.
release some like heat and
That
stuff.
is true.
That is true.
It's probably
you-
that.
Do you think they ran out of air?
Maybe.
That does seem.
Wasn't? Didn't you say one of the faces was blue or something?
Yeah, but blue for death. You know, like they've just been there for a few days.
Well,
Okay.
bodies don't turn blue when they die.
Oh yes, they do.
I mean,
They-
mine's
they-
naturally blue.
Well, yeah, I get that, but like generally they just.
They get like purple.
Actually, what color is Angel? Isn't Angel also
Angel's blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what.
I'm
Yeah.
also blue.
Yeah.
Why is half our party blue?
More than half.
We're the blue group.
I'm blue.
Blue man
Da-ba-dee-da,
group.
da,
I made that joke the
da-ba-dee-da.
first episode
Yeah.
I was on, and you're like, actually, Jana Tammy's a girl. And I was like, okay. Yes,
Yeah,
and I guess.
Two.
So,
Monolith's
you're
trying to
blue
wipe his
too?
feet on the
I'm a
snow.
blue and a female.
Get all the dead body juice off.
Yeah.
And a
The
fish.
blue
The
group.
dead
More
body
inclusive.
juice.
it
Yeah.
was
But
like
Angel's
the dead
a
body
star,
stew.
so-
oh my god. Ew.
So who took the time, and we'll say it was a solid hour to get to the shore. Who took the hour for a short rest?
Me.
As soon as I grabbed the axe and they fucked off to go do, they hecked off to go do their thing.
Good
Oh,
save.
yeah.
Thanks. That was pretty smooth.
Gift a
right?
gab.
Guys, good. And anyway, so when they left peacefully to go do what they were going to go do,
On their own terms.
Zeph kind of sits down, crisscross applesauce, with the axe in her lap, and she just closes her eyes, and she's doing some stuff.
Hey,
Okay.
as a bard thing, I would like to play the Song of Rest.
Okay.
Okay, that's good.
What does that do?
Wait, who's steering?
Well. Oh.
You're steering. You can't play Jack.
The vessel in my mind was operating. It's just going forward, like when it was. It's just doing its thing.
After
I
you.
think it'll be fine. Yeah, see, I have it on the right path, as far as I know.
I mean, we're still going forward, so it's fine.
You can
We're
see with your
fine.
eyes where you're headed.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine. And then I will play Song of Rest.
What do you have?
Do you have a song
He's
of rest
telling you
written?
like pulling out a ukulele.
Oh.
I also
yeah.
thought. Oh,
That was very
Cameron.
disappointing. I gotta be
I
honest.
was
Sorry.
really excited. I was so.
Honestly.
that
They're gonna
was
pull out
really-
like a oh, what's it called? The little piano that you blow into.
Oh my god,
Oh my
yes.
God.
Oh,
Oh, what's
brother has one
what's
of
the
those.
thing that's like a face and you squeeze it?
Yes!
It's a face.
Oh.
We
Melodica.
should actually get one of those for a stream.
I actually heard
That
that
would
those
be
were kind of
absolutely
lame.
They're actually
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
played with one
lame cool,
before.
you know? Like they're
Yeah.
cool for a few minutes
Lame
and then
cool.
you're just like,
Yeah.
this was cool, I guess.
Anyway,
But
so
after Monolith gets the
you
dead body
do the
juice
thing,
off,
I guess.
you can put
It was
his Usain boots back on.
Okay.
So, if you guys roll for hit dice during the short rest, you can roll an extra d6 to add to your health points.
Oh.
to each hit dice or just 1d6?
Just an extra 1d6.
And can we roll to increase our HP
We are
during
doing
the
that
short rest?
right now. This is the time. This is the time where our players who have leveled up from level 4 to level 5
To level 6.
to level 6.
To level 8? Was it? Is that what it said on the thing?
So now we're like level
What are you,
12.
That's what it
5?
says here in the notes.
Aren't you
That's what
5?
it
Yeah.
says.
I think we made it to 12.
Now that you made it to level 5,
Darn.
each of you is, instead of letting D&D Beyond automatically increase your hit points, we're going to roll that on stream so everybody can feel your pain. We'll be doing the same rules that Critical Role uses, Matt Mercer's ones are bullshit rule. If you roll a 1 for your hit die, you get to re-roll that until you don't roll a 1.
Also-
If you roll a 2, you know, it's better than a 1.
Yeah.
That's
Do
just
we-
how that
do we
works.
hit the
Don't
take
forget
short rest button,
Constitution
or
either.
do we
You
use
said
that HP first?
Constitution.
let's
Is that your first good roll
let's
of the day?
update the
Yeah,
HP
was it?
first.
Got a 7
Nice.
out of 8.
That's pretty good.
That's solid.
And help me out, folks. We're adding what to that? The con?
Constitution modifier.
So make sure to add that con modifier to whatever you
Four's not
roll.
bad. I mean, it's been all
What's
over.
my con?
Oh yeah, totally. I'm
Oh,
pleased.
I was about to say, I rolled a 9 on a D8.
Wow, that's
No.
pretty
Oh.
good. Wow.
Dude, I'm doing pretty good on the health points. I got 46 right now.
I'm gonna.
What will
As a
they
bard.
roll?
Alright, I have 5
It's gonna be bad. I just want you to know it's gonna be bad.
One more
Yeah,
D8.
be on mine.
Yeah.
D8's your hit.
7
Your
again!
hit die. Did you roll your increase already?
Dude, the bards are kicking
So
ass.
roll that and
What
add
is
your con.
5 plus 3?
Okay.
That's 8.
eight.
Roll that.
What is 35?
Oh, I got a 7.
35
That's 7
plus
out of
8.
43.
Yeah.
7 out of
43
8.
is my max.
43 and 46. Look at us go.
Wow, we're all so
12.
Do
strong.
I get
Plus
any
one.
bardic inspiration?
Okay.
So plus 8.
Yes, you
Eight.
do. Because
So
we're
it's
level
8 more
5
hit
now,
points
so
you
we
have.
get bardic inspiration back at short and long rest.
How do
That's
I
right.
get it back,
Fonts of
though?
inspiration.
That's a big one.
Congrats
How do
on
I
being
get it
inspired.
back?
8.
Because you guys had a
Pretty sure
limited
rest.
number of inspirations you were allowed to do between long rests. I don't know if I was counting that, but I think you guys were counting that appropriately.
What?
The number of inspirations you were allowed to do.
Yeah.
I was excited for you now to have short and long rest regenerating those so you get to start over. And it's
Yes.
based on your level number, right?
It's your spellcasting modifier,
two,
which is
five,
charisma.
six.
So for me it's 5 and for her it's 4.
What is that?
Okay, so you guys
15.
between you have 9 inspirations you can give out.
No,
Total
that's
of 9.
what it.
Yeah.
How many is that? That's one.
What'd you say?
How many? can
15
I
plus
get
7.
back, then?
22.
You get back all of them.
22 plus a d6.
What are you doing?
Are you
4.
healing?
Yeah, I'm healing. I'm using my
So
hit
yeah,
die.
now that you've calculated your new
how many
hit
was that in
point
total?
maximum at level 5,
Oh, God.
if you want to
22
use
plus
this
whatever
short
you roll
rest,
on
you
d6.
can buy back hit points using your hit die now.
How do you do that?
You
Uh,
roll-
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You have your hit dice, which is what you roll to level up. You also can. You only have that like the total of 5 before your long rest. So every short rest you can expend how many of them you want. I
Right.
think. Yeah. If you use all 5, you won't have another one until we take a long rest.
Okay, but like I can use these throughout the day.
Right.
And when you take a long rest, you don't get all of them back either. You get like one or I think it's one back even. You have these do not regenerate quickly. There's a downside to regenerating your hit die on the short rest, and that's that if you use them all up, they don't just regenerate with the long rest.
And I can
You also get a d6 though also because of Song of Rest. On healing.
you have to use hit dice to get that extra 1d6,
Right.
but you automatically get the 1d6 no matter how many you use.
I got a 1
I'm gonna only
Nice.
roll
1 on the what?
on the d6.
2. I'll use.
Oh really?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sure want.
I forgot all my rolls, so I'm just gonna 1 with the 6, 5,
I'm doing 2.
11,
2d8.
and then I need a d6. That was 11 plus 3 is 14. This
You can
time
play
I
Song
used
of
my
Rest.
brain to remember.
You roll like
Wow. Where is
Sam
that?
rolls.
It's under your things. Yeah, I don't know how D&D Beyond works, but you have it as a bard.
25,
That's the
and
thing. See, there's
Where
bardic
am I?
inspiration,
Wow.
cutting words.
Do I get spells back as a warlock on a short rest?
You do.
I genuinely do not remember.
I know for a fact that you do, because
I
all
could
bards
believe
get it
that.
at level 2.
Because I believe you.
So
full
since we took a short rest and you don't have an opportunity to really go around and explore anything or investigate anything, you're really just kind of sitting with your backs against one another and taking in the surrounding beauty. You might be getting a little sick of the color white. You might be getting a little sick of snow and the temperature.
I can't even remember the last time I've seen an actual plant.
But now that you're resting a little bit, it's not seeming as horrible as maybe it did an hour ago.
I guess I'm just a little tired.
As you come out of your short rest, you see that you're maybe about 10 minutes from shore, 10 minutes from your land
And it's
barge to strike land.
It's been about an hour at this point, right?
Yeah.
After that time, the axe disappears from her lap.
Whoa!
That's so cool. How
That was
did you
really
do that?
cool.
Where'd
What'd
it
you
go?
do?
Where'd it go?
Where'd you do that axe? Where'd it go?
It's
You could've
behind
sold
your
that.
ear.
Whoa! Look at that! I cut my ear off.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It's very
Oh,
dangerous. You should never play with sharp instruments. That's been a PSA, kids.
Where'd it go? You could have sold that. Why'd you just make it disappear?
No, it's not gone.
I have it with me.
I'm pretty sure it's gone.
Where? But
And she apparates it in her hand, like just kind of like leaning against the floor.
That was so
No, it's still
cool.
here.
She's a witch.
Well,
Zeph,
I
that's
I
probably
think
one
she's
of the
pretty
coolest
cool.
things I've ever seen in
That
my
was really
life.
How does that happen? What kind of what? Hold on, we never discussed your
where
whole
you're
wings and eyes thing.
Yeah,
I don't know
let's
what we're
talk
talking
about that.
Right?
I've been
No,
busy.
like,
I've been
I'm not
meditating.
necessarily gonna question you on you stabbing somebody, so why do we have to question Zeph on?
Well, you see, here's the thing. It affected my ability to kill people that were trying to hurt me.
You know what?
So I'd say it's pretty important that I know what's going on. Maybe if I
Maybe.
know, it won't terrify me as
I
much.
suppose you're not
Ma-
wrong.
Have you
Can
You are
I?
kind
have
of
you considered not being a
horrifying.
coward?
Well, I mean, it was not my option. I was not prepared for you to go and like scare the tits out of me. All right, that was not up my alley.
Was that not a part of the deal?
Can I cast Charm Person?
Who?
I mean, that's something that you as a human player are capable of making that conscious sweat. I can't.
Don't you
I can't-
remember when they said that they were gonna kill you? if you
Oh, shit.
go for it. No,
They did just get maxed.
It's
Get plus
fine.
5 to damage, and on a crit they get like
Fucking
2d6.
do it.
That's fine. You can go for it.
Should I do it?
I wish
That's
I had
up to you. What would Angel do? What
would
Angel do?
Oh, Angel doesn't care. Angel's gonna cast Charm Person.
Make a wisdom saving throw again.
What would Angel do?
What would Angel do? What's my
The
what's
day
my save?
Angel
Wisdom.
dies.
Wisdom. What's the spell save DC? Is it 15 or
15.
14? 15? 14? Yeah, because it's plus 3 now. Right?
Yeah.
And then it's your charisma is a lot.
lot.
It's a wisdom.
So what do you have?
Wisdom.
Am I proficient in that? I am. That's dope.
Am I proficient in wisdom?
Am I proficient in being wise? I'm not very wise, but I am proficient
Wisdom
in it.
saving throw.
Wisdom saving.
Haha. Oh, right, because you get the +3 along with them.
So it's kind of
What'd you roll on?
I hope you guys are ready for PvP.
I don't think I rolled.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
That's a dirty 20.
that's a dirty 20.
No! The one time someone rolls good tonight.
Literally the only time.
The only time.
The only roll
I rolled a 20.
I rolled good acrobatics. What are we
Okay.
talking about, guys? Come on.
Okay.
Actually,
Okay, but
you
you got
didn't
plus
roll
a
very
lot.
well. You
Yeah.
just got like plus 20.
I did roll, but I rolled like a 14.
You rolled like a 12.
Anyways,
Was a 17 the DC for that?
it was 15. For
15?
And I got a 20.
So as you're standing there, you sense this magic begin to take hold of you, and you begin to feel this attraction, this friendliness, this warmness,
Amicable.
and then it evaporates, and
boy.
you've got this cold prickle, and it's that realization that somebody tried to charm you and take control of you, and you know exactly who.
Please don't beat my ass.
say that.
That
Technically, he doesn't know if the spell failed. Right? Does he know if the spell failed specifically?
Yeah, because he would know whether or not he's charming you, and he's clearly not right now.
I guess actually.
The same way
Did you
that
say
you
that
would
in
know it
character?
failed.
Yeah, I think so.
No. Wait. So okay. So I haven't reacted yet. But okay, let's say.
Okay, then.
Let's say if
say
Zeph
it.
acted charmed, would he have any way to know that I wasn't?
Here's the way I'm interpreting this for today.
Sure.
Okay.
In the same way that you would know if somebody did charm you, because
He would
that's
know-
one of the attributes, they would know if they had charmed you. It's like a two-way street. You know as much as they do. Oh crap, I wasn't successful, I believe is how that would go.
Okay, that makes sense.
Until I learn otherwise.
I think that Zeph is probably gonna punch you in the face.
Please don't. Oh, because, you know.
If I notice,
Roll to attack.
I'm gonna say she's not trying to kill you.
Hey. Okay, can I see you, like, about to go and hit me? Like, hey, wait.
Don't you have reactions you can use?
can
That's
I
it.
try and step in the middle of that
You can walk over there.
so she hits me instead of him?
I feel like.
Well, I feel like that's like I feel like if
That's
it's
how that works.
she tries to charm me, it's as soon as it fails, whack.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care if I can or can't do it. I'm just saying that that's probably something that she would try and do.
Yes, and from the story that I'm seeing, you would definitely be walking in that direction. You might not get in between these two individuals before a punch is thrown, but you are trying to position yourself there, maybe for
I
the
love
second
this
shot or
slow
something.
motion.
Yeah,
Replay
this
of
is
like-
very funny. Very slow.
The charm, and then you're just like,
This is.
This is just like the
I-
one
I-
time you got into that
So what's
fight
your
with
AC,
I really don't
Angel?
drill.
Slap, slap, slap.
What?
Slap, slap.
What's your
Similar.
What's your AC?
I like it.
Oh, it's 12.
Okay.
Oh, there we
So
go.
roll
What is
your.
that?
What's your
What is
What's your
that?
punch?
Am I,
Roll
am
the
I,
punch
am I
again.
proficient in punching?
I
Everybody's
don't
proficient
think
in
you
punching.
are.
I think we
Isn't
figured this out
everybody?
last time when you're fisting. We found out you
Everybody?
are proficient in punching.
I am.
I am.
You said I was.
But is that because you? I mean, they're like my hands, right? I mean, I don't know.
I thought that we discussed
They're
at
like
some
my-
point that everybody's just proficient in fist fighting.
While this is going on, Angel, would you give a brief inner monologue about what you're thinking about?
Like slow motion as it's
and
like
the last
very-
time that maybe you've been punched, and oh my god, how long's it been since I took a fist to the face?
I feel like this is a frequent occurrence. I feel like Angel probably has punched a lot, but I think he's thinking like, oh dang, she was serious about that, huh?
I thought that was just a threat.
I think I done goofed. I shouldn't have done that, and like, but then also being like, but also I can do no wrong. So
But also, why would she do that? Why is she doing that to me?
why is she?
Why
like,
would she not just
doing-
punch Monolith? His stupid face.
Exactly. Like,
Or anybody
why not
else.
punch the rock?
Why not
Like,
punch the rock?
Why
not?
would
Can
you
you
punch
smell
this beautiful
what the rock
tiefling
is cooking?
with
Okay, well, it doesn't matter because it's a 17.
You hit.
It's a 17. It's a 17. So there's that.
No.
So if I do get proficiency, it's +3, which is a dirty 20. But if not, then that's okay because it's still a 17.
That hits and does 1 plus your strength as damage.
So it's just 0. So 1 damage. A single point of damage.
single damage.
Yep. When you threw that punch, what part of the beautiful face of this actor were you trying to hit?
It's
I-
so
it's
all
such
of
a
it's
beautiful
so
face.
good. Like it would
It's
be
just
so
a very
hard.
pretty. It's a very pretty face.
Yeah.
You just got to go square and center right in the nose.
So you get a crook,
Just bop on the nose.
Got a
Just little
crook that
bop.
nose.
You got
he
that
paid a
little bit.
lot of money for that.
A lot of magic money.
Listen, magic's nose job is not cheap. That's
It's
you know.
not.
It's just not.
No, fantasy nose job
Fantasy
is not
nose job.
cheap.
At least 5 or 6 platinum, you know.
Fantasy
At the
Hollywood's
very
gonna know
least.
right away when he comes back into the limelight and his nose is totally different.
Yeah.
This is kind of hard. This is kind of hard for
also
Angel
only do 1
because
damage.
in a previous life, before this life of fame and fortune and being known, this individual took a shot to the face from somebody that broke his nose, caused a real ugly break in the nose and a real ugly healing. Not wealthy, not enough money to go and get it taken care of. This was maybe 14 years ago. Had to live with that crooked nose for about 2 years. Finally saved up enough money, given orations on the corners and things
Just
like
turn
that,
your head so that you
to
just
be
get
able
punched
to
off
go and
like
pay the
that.
wizard to do the fixed feature on you. Finally got the work done. And for the last decade, just been enjoying your beautiful nose.
This is becoming the saddest punch I've ever thrown in a fantasy setting. Very
Does the
quickly.
fact that the 1 damage mean anything? Does that change how hard the hit is hit? Okay.
No.
Still just as...
Yeah, really, if we're talking about how hard it hit, it was that 17 getting through the armor class that was so effective.
Okay, gotcha.
The point of
Makes sense.
damage is just damage. There's
Just does.
crunching bone and cartilage. That's what you
Ew.
hear when the punch crunches too.
These are-
It sounded like the first time you got punched and your nose got broken. That punch that left you with the nose you had to live with for 2 years before you could save up the money to get it fixed. You catch that punch right in the nose, and all of the memories of the frustration and the waiting and the work to get it fixed. It's like you had braces and then all your teeth got knocked out. You take the punch,
Damn.
blood comes out. You're more astounded that you got caught because when you did it, you were positive nobody was going to know that you were trying to charm person. Then.
Right.
And
I
that's,
will.
that's where you
immediately
are.
Prestidigitation of blood, like off of her face,
Oh,
like
that's-
out of her mouth.
So the blood disappears, and you guys are able to see this misshapen nose and a lip that's growing and growing just underneath. It's getting bigger.
I think he automatically like goes like this and like. Oh my god, what does he do?
Probably start cursing or something.
I think he's like astounded. He's like, hold on.
This is. I do want to say
wait,
this has in fact been the saddest punch that's
This
ever
is a
happened.
very sad punch.
In fact.
In fact,
Indeed.
I do
Let
want
me
to
check.
clarify that this is.
Yeah.
It checks
Yeah.
out. That is indeed the
Let
saddest.
me. Is that true? Wait.
Can I?
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, this isn't practical. I know that, but we all here for the flavor. Can I cast disguise self on myself to fix
To be normal.
fix it?
Just the nose.
All right, I
A whole
cast
spell for
disguise
just
self.
Or
the nose.
if before it sets, I mean, if he were to heal it, would it? I would assume it would kind of back into position. If before it, I don't know how healing magic works in
You could always try.
Dungeons and Dragons, but
Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh,
Dinga
that's a good
Durgan.
point. Should I do healing word instead?
I mean, it was a point.
It was only one point a day.
The first time
But
that
I'm
you
still
use
not at-
healing word.
I'm not at max health though, too. So
I mean, it wouldn't be wasted
I
healing
think
yourself.
detect magic is a little because it's so like extra. I think. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna stick with casting detect magic
Detect
or
magic.
disguise. Sorry,
Guy
disguise
got-
self.
I was like, what kind of magic was on that fist?
No.
Yeah, it was the magic.
Sorry.
That fist was
This
magic.
time
So I guess just like immediately afterwards, she just shakes her fist off with the blood.
Hey, whoa! What the hell's going on? What are you doing?
Angel waves a hand, and the fat growing lip and the misshapen nose transform into what you guys had seen just moments before. The nose and lip that you've become accustomed to seeing on Angel.
I think Angel tries to punch her.
That's funny.
Now I
No, I would say that after she shakes her fist, she just starts to just walk away. So I guess you could punch her in the back of the head if that's. What
I was still trying to get in the middle of them. Just pointing that out.
Maybe you
that's
stop
fair.
me.
Yeah. That's you could do that.
Yeah.
Can we stop, please?
I want to
She
follow.
punched me.
I don't
I
want to
said.
I don't want to hear it.
I said.
Can we just? I don't know. Stop, please.
Okay, hold on.
Just for a second, Monolith.
Oh,
Did you
Monolith.
see
Alright.
that though? She just punched me for
She
no
did just
reason
punch.
out of
Stop.
nowhere.
Boom!
Stop.
Roll,
Everyone stop.
roll a dexterity save.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Everybody?
The whole everyone.
Okay, my
9 or
boy.
below, and you fall on your ass. 10 or above, and you're standing.
Hey, 14.
Hey! I fall over for sure. It's a 1.
I got a 1 too.
I got a 2.
Yeah.
This is
You
so
add
exciting.
anything I forget.
Yeah.
You're saving throw.
Your dexterity
Oh, right,
save.
right, right.
Wait, saving
It's fine.
throw.
Saving throw.
That doesn't change shit. I got a 7.
16.
What'd you get?
I got 14.
No.
16, 14, 1, 1, 2.
Who's the 16?
7.
Who's the 14?
I'm 14.
Okay. The two of you probably, because you're still trying to figure out how you're going to take care of this nose, when the ice collides with ice, you are still up on your feet, and you see out of the corner of your eye almost everybody around you fall forward and land on the ground. Monolith stumbles forward, catches with a foot, and is still standing up, looking around. I'm not sure if you guys are in a laughing mood, but it's almost comical the way the three of them hit the ground. You guys are all prone on the ice. You guys are all standing and trying to decide how to react. And Stramp was waiting for this very moment. And you hear, "Yah!" And the polar bears lurch from their spot off onto the land, the firm ground. The first time these polar bears have been on firm ground for hours. And they pull the wagon. Just as the wagon is starting to get to the crack, it looks like the ice is going to pull back, and the wheels go boom, 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 and get pulled up onto the shore and get pulled away from the water itself. Stramp, the polar bears, the wagon, they're all safe. The columns that were standing are still standing. Your little iceberg is pushed up against the big one, and all of it is being jammed into the eastern coast of this freshwater lake by the submersible that you guys ran into the ice.
Jam is just going to stand up and be like, can we deal with this later? And she's going to walk towards Stramp.
Well, I suppose we should walk with great speed, considering this.
Yes.
Sure. Even if you went a little slow, you guys would notice that the submersible back there is seeming to keep its trajectory and its pressure. What looked like ice that was going to be drifting away seems to just be kind of shifting back and forth, a little grind, a little grind.
Monolith is gonna laugh.
Seems appropriate. It's given the
Roll for laughter.
Roll for laughter.
What do I get? What's my bonus?
That'd be on your laughter's intelligence.
How is
Is it
laughter
charisma?
intelligent?
I think it's more like a charisma, depending on the.
He laughs very well. That was definitely a nat 20.
Okay, then
He's mostly laughing at Zeph because Zeph was like, and then like, and walked away like real moody.
And then definitely fell. And then definitely fell. Definitely fell.
Just to like contrast and
Very
like
hilarious, for
to
sure.
like. So
you know what? That was so funny that with Monolith laughing and everybody else having gone through what he's laughing at, it becomes a contagious laughter moment, and the other people around begin laughing. And in fact, for a moment, you all kind of laugh at each other, and this moment that was so filled with tension passes with a chuckle. And you guys exit the ice floe. Is there anything you want to do now that you're on firm land with all of the polar bears and possessions that you started with? You're
Do we
leaving
have to like
behind.
step up, or we're literally at level?
It's
with it?
practically almost. It's nothing that you would. Worst case scenario, you're going to trip over a 1-inch difference.
You did not fall. Never mind.
No. Because the angel's perfect.
Except for that.
the busted nose.
Perfect.
I'm cold. I'm gonna get into the cart.
I'm definitely laughing on my way to the cart.
Like,
Yeah, I'm going to the
yeah,
cart,
we're all
yeah.
going to the cart. Yeah, we're all cart bound.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys all hop into this cart, and you ride as Stramph drives the cart away, and you guys leave behind you the ice floes that you've been riding on, the ruins, and all the other things that were there. You're just on your way. And let's say how much time passes as you're driving away.
I don't mean to. Can I just say I grabbed a couple of those weird looking mushrooms from the chaos mushrooms? Or
I thought we put it in the cart.
One
The whole
person,
box.
Did we put the whole
one person
cart?
had the crate. I
Okay,
believe
okay.
it was. Yeah, Casey
Cool.
has the crate of
Then never
them.
mind. My bad.
With a closer investigation, and if you're entering this as you should in your inventory, you find 12 of those mushrooms wrapped in paper.
Whoa.
The big ones. Your colorful
And we definitely
ones,
all
there's
need
only
one.
3.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have trippy mushrooms in my inventory.
okay. Is that what you've labeled them as?
Yeah.
That's really fun.
There's 3 of them.
Radical mushrooms. No, I guess it's
Radical,
kind of like
bro.
groovy shrooms.
Are we in the cart now?
You are. It's shockingly warm. You guys have been outside. Your cheeks were red. Your noses were red. You're sniffling.
Some more than others.
Yep. Yep.
Because we're blue.
Because you guys are blue.
Dude, that's really funny. You're really throwing out some bangers.
Yeah,
tonight.
that was a
Freaking blue dingus.
That was not a banger.
No, that was.
I think you should let Tristan
Yeah,
stick
probably,
with bangers.
Yeah, no.
probably let that be my shtick and you
Yeah,
do
I'm
something
sorry.
else.
I'll go for the moody bit.
It just
Okay.
stay like a
I can do
ginger or
that.
something like that, and then.
Well, that's not really something I can not do.
And when we're in the cart, I think that Zeph puts her hand forward to Angel and says, "Sorry for hitting you in the face, but I do feel like there was one thing that I was like, don't do that, and then you did it a little bit. But I'm willing to put it behind us. You know, I'm willing to walk. You know, it's okay. We make mistakes. What's going on?
Can I make an insight check to see if she's being honest in that apology?
Yep.
Snake.
That's all I care about.
Yeah,
that's really
only
funny.
snakes can find other snakes.
I was gonna say like this has nothing to do with Casey at all, and he's still like, I want.
I am going to kill myself. This is the 6th 2 in a row.
So funny.
I'll tell you the truth regardless. I'll tell you.
I got a 12 still.
Oh, I'll tell you. She feels a lot better after punching him.
That's fair.
I think she genuinely is like she overreacted. I wouldn't say overreacted actually. I'd say reacted appropriately.
Yeah. She did threaten to kill.
Yeah, she toned it down a little bit. But I think she feels a lot better, and she's genuinely like willing to just put it behind them and just like that was something that happened. Let's not dwell on it.
You only have a description.
Fine.
You haven't
I
figured out what they
accept
do or
your
what they're
apology.
supposed to do.
It was just like
They all
you know,
different colors or all the same color?
They all
you
look the
shouldn't
same.
you shouldn't do that
Mm-hmm.
to people.
But I can.
The same colorful patterns
That doesn't mean
on
that you
all
should.
of them.
I'm
Okay,
gonna.
this is high and mighty. Don't act like you weren't freaking casting spells on everyone.
I did that
Dave?
once.
Was it only once?
Guys,
Did I
you
do
guys
it?
only know of once.
Do you say that out loud?
No.
Oh, okay,
No,
okay,
this is
okay.
player to player. You
Okay,
guys
okay.
only know that I did it once.
I really wish she had just like you guys only know one time. Actually.
We're like, wait a minute, there was more than
Not
one. You're like,
saying that.
You still did
I-
it though.
Once, because I didn't know you guys. I wanted to make sure that I was going to be safe.
Okay.
Uh,
You wouldn't trust this face?
No.
Why?
well, I mean, you literally just used magic on your face, so I mean, that's.
I did no such thing.
I
look like
watched
this.
you.
Okay.
I look like
listen,
this.
can we just
Okay.
can we please just next time, Zeph?
That's me.
Yes. Can we please just
Yeah.
say something?
I did.
Well,
I
Elliot's
did.
defense,
I did.
She did.
Now,
did.
now hold on a second.
No, I
We are
totally
working as a
agree.
party. We should be hitting each other.
Yeah, I agree. That's a,
We also should be casting magic on each other.
Listen, Monolith.
Yes, Angel.
I will do what I want to do. And if,
Okay, that's not a very team
why
mentality.
are we attacking me when she won't even tell us what she is?
I also
That's
already
true.
attacked you literally. It was very
That's true.
satisfying. I mean, I do want to say that. I mean, you can do
Okay,
whatever you
okay,
want.
okay,
You just
let's
have to
have-
prepare to face the
okay, hold on.
consequences. I feel
Let's-
like that's fair
everybody-
enough, yeah.
Let's have a little discussion.
we're
All
gonna,
right.
we're gonna have a powwow.
Casey's-
We're gonna have a bit of a powwow.
Casey's gonna
feeling
take her
check.
wrap and
Yes.
throw her her little satchel onto the side, and she's gonna like turn away from the group and like head against the wall and try and rest.
Casey, I would like it if you joined us. This is important.
This is a group meeting.
I'll listen.
Okay.
My name is Monolith. I'm an Earth Genasi.
Hi, Monolith.
Hi, Monolith. Wait,
I'm an Earth Genasi.
guys, can we do the shrooms now?
Jan and Tammy, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Mulberry. No who I am.
Yeah, do it again anyways.
You don't- you
It's
don't
an
have to do it
exercise.
If you don't want to, I understand.
I just guess
he's
I
trying
don't
to. He's trying to
understand.
make a real. He's trying to make a point. You know.
Just it's
Hi, I'm Janet Tammy Woodspin.
and you are?
Janet Tammy
No,
Woodspin.
no,
Nice to
your
meet you, Janet
race.
It's nice to meet you, Zeph.
What?
You're
No,
a,
you're Janet
You're a very
Tammy.
Starling Moon girl. You got a bright future ahead of you.
You're
you so
Janet
much.
Tammy Woodspin the orc.
Very
correct?
talented.
I'm a half orc.
Half orc.
Callisto
Why
very
does- why does
softly
everybody need to
sarcastic.
know?
Hold on a
Very
second. We're
softly.
getting there. You are
Angel.
Angel the
Bard.
Angel the Bard, who is a.
Bard.
I was gonna go for your race.
Someone
What is
famous.
your race?
Can-
Someone famous.
Are you a tiefling? Is that
from,
correct?
From TV. No, that's the other one.
That's the other one.
That's the other one.
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't see what that has to do with it.
Hold on a second.
I
Earth
would
Genasi
agree with
Rogue,
that. We're in
half
agreement,
orc,
Yeah.
tiefling. Would you like to introduce yourself?
She's not looking at
All right. So,
Oh, you hurt
Earth
her
Genasi,
feelings.
I don't think
tiefling,
I don't
half
think
orc.
Casey is.
We got a Triton, if I remember correctly. And what? Who are you?
Zeph.
Yes. Hello, Zed.
It's nice to meet you, Monolith.
It is nice to meet you. I'm glad that we can all share, but
As am I.
it's hard to trust someone if we don't know what they are.
Are you telling me that you based your trust based on somebody's race?
No, but I do
It's
base
kinda-
my trust on someone
it's
who
kinda-
sprouts black wings and then turns me literally fearful of them at a moment's notice.
I
I
can't-
don't like that.
It happens.
Yeah, okay, is
It's
there a
something-
name for
it's
that
some-
ability?
It's something that happens to me.
Okay, but why does it happen? Is there any...
I genuinely don't have an answer.
You genuinely don't have an answer?
I genuinely
Can I
don't have an
do
answer.
an
Okay,
insight
do
check?
you not have an answer on...
Do you want an inside check? Moi?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
You?
Yeah.
I wanted to just see if she actually doesn't know.
Roll for insight.
Or do I believe her?
There you go.
Do I believe that she doesn't know?
Do you?
No, this is where you say roll for insight.
Thank you.
Wait, from the top. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Make sure you're reading her lines
do I believe
right.
her?
Do you?
All right, guys, this has been a good session.
Here, hold on. I got the script. This is where she says.
Roll for insight.
Okay.
I got a 13.
I don't know what that's contesting.
That's gonna be your.
Well, I think I have to roll persuasion or deception, right? Depending on whether I'm telling the truth or I'm lying.
Isn't there
Yep,
like a
you'll just
passive
roll a
thing?
die and then tell her whether she got it or not.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I got it.
Well, that's not true because my persuasion and deception are both +7, so they're 14. What did you roll? 13, right?
I got it.
Dang. What's your?
She doesn't know.
Oh, okay.
The music that Casey's playing in the corner slowly just gets louder.
Okay.
Like, okay, I get that you don't want to share your past, but I understand.
No, there's no answer, Monolith. I don't know.
Well, okay, there's no answer to why that happens. But do you know like who your parents are?
Monolith,
do you know,
I don't know.
You don't know anything?
Let's just leave it at that, okay?
I don't think she wants to talk
alright.
about it, Monolith.
Yeah, I get that,
Ooh.
but it's clearly affecting the group.
Well, I feel
It affected me in combat. I took, for better lack of a
In
word,
moments,
damage of like dire.
in moments where something like that happens.
Yeah.
It happens, yes.
Okay. Well, if we find some answers, if I ever come across anything,
Honestly,
I'll
I've
let
never
you
looked in
know.
a mirror while it was happening. I don't know how.
Oh, it's spooky.
Okay.
It's some scary stuff.
I've heard that.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie, Zeph. It was a little terrifying.
I physically couldn't move towards you.
I don't have an answer.
Okay, well that's enough of an answer for me. Can I roll insight to see if they're lying?
Yep.
Because Monolith doesn't trust anybody.
Monolith is living on
The
the edge of glory.
On the edge.
Oh, glory! Copyright strike. Here we come. Oh, titties. I got
Why
a
do
6.
You got a
saying
6?
I'm sorry, I've
Yeah, that's
reverted.
like
Oh,
the
even if
third
I roll
time
a
you said
0,
it
I
this
win.
way.
So
Yeah, no, you would take it. So I don't know anything.
she doesn't know.
I don't know Jack.
Roll a 1.
The
If I roll
mystery.
a 1, it would still be an instant failure. I rolled like a.
The mystery of Zeph continues.
That was an exclamation
No,
I used to use a
when-
lot in like high school.
She.
I don't know
I'll
why
just
I reverted back.
clear that up. Like when you asked her, she did not know. That was a genuine answer. She was not lying to you.
So it's in that moment that Zeph leans out of his cocoon and he says,
Zeph? He's out of his cocoon. What are you doing in the cocoon? That's the strand.
I was really cold. I was just hanging out here with Stram.
Strand's like,
He said he wanted to get some exercise. I was watching the.
"Thanks for watching the Bears, Zeph.
Hey, you're welcome.
I
Buddy.
know I can count on you."
Yeah, polar bears love me. I'm glad to take care of them anytime you need.
Stramp wakes up from his. He must have had one of those mushrooms. Stramp leans out of his cocoon and he says, "Well, guys, we got the sun going down. It's kind of dark, but I'm not pulling the bears over. We're just gonna push on through. I hope that's okay. You're more than welcome to sleep, but we've lost so much time, and I want to catch up with the wagon train. So we're just gonna go. Okay, here we go. I'd say we're about 9 hours, and we're gonna be there.
Okay,
Okay."
that seems okay. I think I am gonna go to bed, so if you need anything, just give a holler.
Oh, don't you worry. I know if anything goes wrong. I've seen you guys fight. I'm waking you up first.
Guys, I know it's been kind of a stressful day, but I'm just so tired.
Why don't you just head to bed, kid? I'll keep a lookout. Miss Stramp.
Is there a way that I could talk to somebody privately here? Like, are they going at a fast enough speed where if I were to take somebody out and walk with them away from the car, is that a thing that I can do?
You probably wouldn't be able to keep up comfortably and have a conversation, especially at night with the uneven terrain.
Okay.
You're in a. You
could
guys
just walk up
in
to someone
a.
and be like,
You're in a
do you
weird
have
place
message?
that wasn't supposed to be
Message
a road.
explained.
This isn't the normal
Oh.
path to get to where you're supposed to be
Can
going.
you use message like?
I don't have
No,
message.
we
Oh.
did this before.
Oh.
Hey,
that.
hey, Strength. Do you think you could slow down at least for just a minute?
Well, yeah. You know what? I gotta drain the old lily. How about if we just stop? I'm gonna take a pee break.
just for a second.
Strength,
Yeah.
that was terrible. Never say anything like that again.
Never use those words in conjunction together again.
But I gotta. What do you guys call a pee break?
You just gotta stop talking to him. Just let him have it. The less he speaks, the
It's not a
better.
poopy break. I just a pee. I'll be done in no
Yes,
time.
Go take it. Go
Enjoy
take
the
it.
Okay, all right, okay.
Well,
Okay.
where I'm from the ocean, so I just kind of.
Oh my god.
Have you soiled your pants while we've been together?
I'm not gonna deny.
Your
it.
lack of answers not making me comfortable.
Roll for insight.
Roll for just sight. Like,
No, natural 20.
yes.
Stramp disappears out the door. The polar bears are stopped. They're taking a little break themselves, and there are snowy boulders all around you, but it's hard to see because you guys are in the darkness. It doesn't take long for Stramp to find one to step behind, and there he begins to wee like it's Wee Wee City.
Hey, Miley.
Hey, wait, just 1 second. Jason, what the fuck? Hey, Jason.
Anytime I find something that gets that kind of reaction, I can't stop saying it.
That's definitely a father move. It's definitely when parents realize that something is strange to people. It's like,
Why are you wet?
I don't want to do this.
Because you wet.
yeah.
Hey,
What's
Miley,
up?
can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure. What's up?
I just need a minute.
Yeah. What's up? You didn't tell me that I had to go outside the cart yet.
I'm like outside the
You're-
cart.
oh, you're
waving you
waving
to
me?
come outside
Oh.
of the cart.
Why do I gotta come out?
Just can you come here for a second, please?
Okay. If I don't come back, it was Casey.
Okay, enjoy.
Can I try
Okay.
to eavesdrop on them? Is that like a thing I can try and do?
Let's see what they do first.
Okay.
Roll for eavesdrop.
Can I pay
What?
attention to see if anybody's listening to us?
That's
We're all so
metagaming.
paranoid, you guys.
Metagaming.
This is not how
She's very
parties
paranoid.
work.
We're a
You guys
little
can just walk with
we're a
it.
little bit over our finish time for the night, so
Gotta make it quick.
go ahead and
I'll
have
make
your
this quick.
conversation because it sounds like it's worthwhile. I don't want
What's
to. I
up?
don't want to cut it off.
What's going on?
Can I see if anybody's looking?
Oh my god.
Yep.
You roll out of
The
two.
drama of it all.
I feel like I'm back in
15.
like I'm in like a clique in high school.
Yeah.
It's like,
Like-
Bethany, can I
15.
talk to you for a second?
You see Angel standing in the doorway, trying to see where you are, squinting
I'll-
through the
I'll-
darkness.
I'll take an extra step back.
Yeah, what's up?
Why? I don't understand why you're so questionable about her. I mean, I understand why. I just don't. I don't appreciate it, and I get wanting to know the information.
Uh-huh.
I totally get that, and I genuinely am really sorry that I did it to you.
Uh-huh.
But I just don't. I don't like the arguing.
I don't like the arguing either, but it's what must be done. Arguing's gonna happen. It's how a group works.
No.
It's how a group.
No, it's not. No, it's not. That's not how a group
Okay,
works.
well, you clearly come from a very different background from me. Arguing is going to happen. It's just a way of life. People are gonna butt heads, and then they're gonna be friends. It's part of being friends with people, you know? All of my friends, I had some raucous arguments. Fisticuffs were thrown. And we're still buddies. I mean, I haven't seen them in years, probably, but it's just how it happens.
Then you're not still friends. If you haven't talked in a while, then you're
Well,
not still
I mean,
friends.
when I left, we were friends.
Listen,
so I'm
she
assuming.
will beat the shit out of you.
Well, yeah.
If you're not careful. No, and I'm serious.
I get that, but
She-
that's not the point.
No, it's not. I don't want to be around a group that's going to argue, and she will beat the shit out of you. She will kill you if you're not careful.
I don't know about that.
No, I do.
Well, we'll see. And
No.
certainly it won't. I won't let it get to that point. But here's the thing: we're a group. We're a team. We have to work together. Part of working together is you have a spell you want to cast.
Yes.
You're a son of a bitch.
Oh boy.
It's not a spell.
Oh lads.
I would
It's a
like to
gift
use
of gift.
words of terror.
You're use words of terror?
Yes.
What do I have to do for that?
Wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
Okay.
I hate this.
I hate it more.
That's
I'm
true.
gonna have to roll
Against it with a +1. What do I have to roll?
Look at this
16.
tiny thing.
Oh, you can. What does it do if I fail?
I love them.
I guess we'll
People,
find out.
They're just so charming.
They're such good snacks.
I hate this.
This is very stressful. I'm ready for TPK tonight.
TPK.
Monolith really hates that you
Just
use
roll.
magic.
Zeph
Just
sticks
roll.
their head out.
No,
Somebody
it's
cast
not.
the spells on somebody
It's
again?
not magic. It's not. It's considered. If you were like a gnome, it would be considered a magical presence, so you get advantage. But it's not a spell.
Right, but it's not normal.
It's not normal, but you. I'm not gonna say.
Let's
anything
do
else.
it.
Ooh, I get a 15. Plus my inspiration.
You already used your
I
inspiration.
don't have any inspiration.
Did you ever use that one?
So
What
you,
happens?
Oh, your
Yeah.
DC is 16, right?
I needed a 16.
Oh, that was so close.
So
Chris.
you-
I know.
Oh,
I
no.
You are now.
gotta pull out your nerd book.
Yes.
Yo.
I want to make sure that I'm saying this right. Wrong book.
I poop my pants
You did
on
it.
the spot. You're just like, you, and I'm like, ah! Stop! I get it!
Monolith, I haven't even started yet.
Stop talking! I
Um,
just cry.
Okay. So you are now frightened of
Okay.
Zeph for an hour.
I'm friend of Zeph for an hour?
Of Zeph.
Of me?
Yes. Of
So,
Zeph.
wait, that does.
Not for the
What does
first
that have to
time.
do with our conversation?
If you try to argue with her anymore.
I'm not trying to argue. That wasn't an argument that we had.
Yes, it was.
It may be.
I have heard plenty of arguing from people. That was an argument.
Okay, well, I understand this sounds like a sensitive subject for you, but here's the deal. If I don't know everybody's abilities on the team, I cannot trust them because they could use something against me that I'm unaware of. And they clearly have an ability that affects us as much as it does the people we're fighting.
Listen, if they were to turn onto us, it's 4 against 1. We will be fine. I am sick and tired of the argument, and I don't want to hear it anymore.
Well, honestly, whether you're sick and tired of it or not doesn't bother me. It's gonna keep happening. I'm gonna butt heads with Angel. I'm probably gonna butt heads with Zeph if, they keep turning into whatever they turned into. And clearly I'm gonna start butting heads with you. But it's just how it works. We're gonna kill enemies. We're gonna get to jewels. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna get rewards. It's gonna be fun.
There's a whistling sound. It's kind of in the distance and it's getting louder. And when the three people that are outside of the wagon look towards it, they see a whistling sound is coming from a fireball that's getting larger
You gotta
and
be
larger
kidding me.
Oh my
and larger. And by the time it gets close enough, it's no longer whistling, it's roaring. And it strikes about 30 feet away from the wagon. And there's an explosion of fire and shrapnel that shoots out in directions. I'd like everybody to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, come on! Can I?
I mean, I guess so.
I
Has there been a reference?
Is another two?
Tell me if it's under 12. I need to hear all the under 12s.
Is a dex you said?
wait. What was it?
Please.
Dex,
It is
dex,
12.
dex.
It's right on 12.
So that's a
That's
a
not-
succeed.
that's
I'm
a-
gonna
13.
Oh,
succeed.
nice.
I got 11, but.
Succeed.
Are you gonna use your reaction to
I don't
the
think I
thing?
can.
Are you boots?
My boots don't help me with this.
With dex?
They help me with
They're-
acrobatics, not
Oh.
dex.
You also have
Is he allowed to?
evasion,
Is he
too.
allowed to use his
Well,
reaction? His
it said-
uncanny evasion or no?
Uncanny dodge is when
I want to attack against
An
you.
attacker.
What's your roll?
If I can see the attacker that's attacking
Oh,
me, I can use
sorry,
it,
I
but
got
I
distracted.
can't.
Oh, it's like a lot.
I can't
Seven.
see.
Like 17 plus some stuff.
Okay. You're the only one that fails?
I guess so. The dexterous
The most dexterous
rogue.
person. Yeah, that's funny.
You take 11 points of
Oh,
fire
you guys are
damage.
Kidding me.
Just got
And
that back.
while it's fire damage, there's some piercing involved because the shrapnel that flies off this fireball, the material that's on fire is sharp and jagged. And you catch a little bit of it. The rest of the
In the middle of an
pieces,
argument, like,
You just get
you
grenaded.
son of a.
the rest of the pieces that don't strike you land all around you, and a couple land on the wagon itself, catching it on fire. Many of you move to go put the wagon out. Those of you inside might even be aware that there's a problem. And that's when all of you at the same time hear, and you look up and you see what look like maybe 7 more balls coming towards you. And this is where we're going to stop for tonight.
Oh, my God.
Climax.
Oh, my
So-
golly.
An argument into explosion.
Our weekend is going to begin right now because we just finished our D&D game.
Oh, my God.
And in
Rascal.
6 days and 20 hours, we'll pick up right where we left
Oh
off.
my god, no!
And we'll see if our adventurers are ever going to get a full night's sleep.
We'll see if they survive.
Boy.
I'm so
So,
mad that I failed that.
I would just like to,
Yeah, you're feared.
I'd like to
of it.
throw out
That's
from
really
everybody at the
inconvenient.
table that we've
You're
had
feared.
You're feared of her.
our most successful day of subscriptions and
Yeah.
follows. And
Dude, that was insane.
Friendly
Five,
people.
5 plus 2.
so many good things happening on the stream today. Thanks from all of us. We
Yeah.
love you.
We
Do you have
love
any
you so much.
announcements?
You
we
guys
Oh my
say?
gosh, we
That was
love
great.
you. We love you.
Yeah, well, what
Plus
can I...
the 5 subs are live right now.
Oh, so we're gonna
Yeah.
we're rating them.
Oh, yeah.
Go spend time with them.
If you're an audience, if you're watching us, hang tight. We're rating our new BFFs. Somebody RPG?
Alberon.
Alberon RPG.
Please go support them, guys.
Yep.
Please.
As
Give
soon
them
as we
money,
get
they
there,
give
give
us
them a
money.
follow. If you want to gift sub them, we'd love it if you did that.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next week. And before you see us on Friday, please check us out on Wednesday when we're going to be talking about our Dragonlance book,
Dragons of
chapters
Autumn's Twilight.
chapters 16,
16 through 18.
17, and 18.
Yeah.
You don't have to have read the book to join us, but it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
It might even
And it's
help a
and
little
Might even help.
You can join the call.
yeah.
Yeah, get on the Discord and have a conversation
If
with
you're in
us.
the Discord, you can join the
Chat with your idols. And
Talk with okay, so
They know all of our names.
We'll chat with you because you're our idols.
Yeah.
Bye bye, everybody. Have a great weekend and
Bye.
follow us to this raid.